All right, we should be going live in a second. Give me a second. Alrighty, hold on. Hold your horses. So with this clan stuff, right? It goes pretty fast. So if you don't remember, I do like to start the stream and let people gather because I don't want them joining like game 2 or 3 here, all right? So just give it a second. I have a story for you, for anyone. All right, we should be going live in a second. All right, for anybody who's here early, we do have a story for you to keep you entertained. It's a great tale of, actually, yeah, that's a good thing to have up here. So why was the thumbnail a rat really stressed out? And why does it say birthday house hunt and stuff? Here's a quick story. So my birthday was Monday, March 4th. Okay, I turned 30. All right. Yeah. So it being a Monday, I have to work. So on Sunday, we were going to celebrate by making lasagna and having a grand old time. Well, Grace ended up going to the emergency room. She's fine. But she had to go to the emergency room at the time. She's fine. So we spent all night at the emergency room. We got home, stressed, tired, big medical bill, all that stuff. So we're like, all right. That was kind of a whatever day. But your birthday's tomorrow, so like we'll make it up tomorrow. Next day comes up, Monday. It's my actual birthday. I go to work. And some guy shows up, and I work at Mayo. I work in the labs, and this guy was like a facilities worker, so he didn't really want to like deal with any lab shit. So he goes, hey man, did you know there's a leak in the stairwell? And I go out to the stairwell, and I'm like, all right, where's this leak? And he points up, and we look up, and there's water hitting both of our faces as he's pointing at it, because it's like leaking through the whole stairwell. Like there's no way to avoid this water. It's hitting our faces, and I hold up my hand and catch a couple droplets, and I look at them, and they're not quite clear. They're kind of off colored. And I smell my hand. I turn to the guy who's telling me this. I'm like, this is 100% fecal. Sorry, I shouldn't say 100% because that would mean it's all fecal matter. But like, I am positive this is toilet water. And he goes, oh shit. So we get out of there, get out of the stairwell, and then I have to submit a report, and I get the whole thing cordoned off because we can't have patients walking, because I work in a hospital, we can't have patients walking up and down stairs with like shit water hitting them in the face. So then I had to go home for lunch and take a shower and get all my fucking clothes off because it was covered in shit. So on my birthday, I got peed and shit on. That was fun. Tuesday we go up to the city where Grace's new job and my new job are, right? So we're looking for houses. We've been house hunting for a couple weeks. It's very stressful because we don't have a lot of time. I have to move by April 1st, okay? So not a lot of time. We get up there, we get to this house, and we've toured a couple houses and whatever, but there's this really nice one. We try and get it, but it gets snatched up from under us like someone else filled out an application first. That's fine. Thursday we go up again. So there's a lot of driving, after work nights. We're super stressed, we're super busy. We get to this house. This house is great. It's a nice little house. It's only been on the market for like 7 days. And we tour it, we like it, and we talk to the owner, and the owner's like, yeah, I toured a couple before you guys, but they haven't submitted an application or anything. They didn't say they were going to, so it's pretty much yours. So he verbally says to us, he's like, yeah, we're going to do our final deep clean on Saturday, and Saturday you can come up and pick the keys up and go. So like, we fucking did it. We're celebrating. We got ourselves a house. We're not buying, we're renting, but whatever. We got ourselves a house. We got somewhere to live. We can stop doing the stressful job hunt. It's a good house. It's a little spency, but whatever. Like, we got it. And we submit our application as soon as we get home. So we have to drive 2 hours home. In the time that we were driving, that couple that came in before us had apparently submitted. So he texts us and he says, hey, I'm sorry, but first come, first serve. They did apply. If their application gets denied, I'll let you know. And we're like, dude, you shouldn't tell someone that they have the house if like you don't know that. Because like, I don't know, if we submit an agreement literally as soon as we can, like, you shouldn't have been talking like, yeah, if you submit an application, you can come up Sunday and get this house. So we got fucked, and of course they got the house, and it was like so depressing. Like, our hearts just sank. So then today, we go up. Grace had found a house that got posted yesterday. So it got posted. We immediately wanted to go tour it. So we go up today. We check out what?
You telling them about it?
I am telling them about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we go up today, and we check out this house, and we're like lunatics. We have no chill, because this family of like 5 people come out, they have little kids, and they're like, oh, we love this house. It's so cute. It's on a lake. It's all this stuff. Wow, it would be great for our family to live here. We're like, fuck your family. And we're just like running through the house. We're like, bedroom, bathroom. All right, kitchen looks good. Are there any leaks? Does this place have electricity? Does this place have water running to it? Fuck it, I want this house. And this guy's like, yo, chill. And we're like, what do we need to get this house right now? And he's like, fill out an application. Only 2 people have toured it. You're the second person to tour it. I've already lined up 3 tours for tomorrow. Next week is getting filmed tours. And he literally says to us, he's like, I don't want to do all these tours, man. If you want it, just beat the other family to getting it. So we get in the car, and Grace is like, pull down the street just so we don't look like psychopaths, and we're going to fill it out in the car in this neighborhood. So we go around, and then there's no fucking signal. Like, there's barely any signal, so our laptop can't get anything done. So we're bunny hopping around this neighborhood to just find cell phone signal enough to fill out this fucking application, and then our phone crashes when she's halfway through it. She's like, shit. So we drive to a Burger King, we leech off their Wi-Fi, we fill out the application, and we did it. We did it, and then the long story short is he got back to us and he was like, yeah, you guys look like all right people, just submit the security deposit and we'll be done. And we did it, and we got the fucking house, boys! We're done searching for things and we get somewhere to live!
Let's go!
Let's go! Get the fuck out of my office!
Oh, I thought you wanted
No, get out. How dare you be here? Hi.
Hi.
We got a house.
We did get a house.
We got a house today.
I liked hearing your version of the story.
Was I wrong?
No.
Yeah. Alright. So that was big news. We literally just got home and I hit start on this stream. So here we are. And there's your introductory story. Now, for any of you wondering why the fuck is going on about that story, I did say at the very start that we started this stream a little bit early so that people could show up and not miss any of the Total War Warhammer 3 games. So the story was to entertain the people who are sitting here. If you're in VOD land, you probably fast-forwarded through the story, and that is fine. So maybe we should get on to the actual event today, huh? Maybe we should talk about video games! A lot of congrats coming in the chat. A lot of congrats. Salinator. Yeah. Cool. All right, everybody. We have a clan event going on. Now, I did mention it a while ago, though it has been a hot minute. So if you don't know, we made a little tournament. If you were around the channel for our Nations event, where we had a bunch of different nations from around the world, like we had Team France, Team Spain, Team South America, Team North America East, Team North America West, things like that, right? We had those national teams fight against each other in a best of 5. Now, this isn't a typical best of 5. This is best of 5 where all 5 games are played no matter what. So each matchup, all 5 games are getting played. It was not like, if it's a 3-0, it's over. Doesn't matter. All right, we're going to cast all 5 games from all 3 of the matchups today. Now, it is 3 matchups because, as I just described in that story, I have been insanely busy. If I haven't been at work, I have been in a car driving to a different city to check out houses that I could never get until the one today, right? Normally, I would like to do individual streams for each of these, but we have 3 that really need to be cast. We have people that are very excited to see their games cast. So we're going to do RTK2 versus NC2. NC is the clan that I'm in. It's Night Crew. MTK2 versus XMT. The Mercenaries, who are people who are not in clans or their clans weren't big enough to field individual teams. And then we have ODM2. This bracket was made randomly. The only stipulations I put in is that Team 1 gets a bye round, or they don't start in the lower bracket. Because if a clan wanted to submit 2 teams, I put them in the lower bracket, guaranteed. We see XMT and the Mercenaries just drew the short straw, and they're also in the lower bracket. But VOD1, ODM1, NC1, RTK1, MTK1, they're all in that upper bracket, right? I also made it so that a clan cannot headshot itself before getting to finals. So you see, if ODM1 and 2 are going to win, they will meet each other only in the finals. Same with RTK, same with MTK, etc. So, because that would kind of suck, right? You get to the semifinals and you knock out your friend. But yeah, we're going to find out which clan is the best. There are 11 teams, I believe. Yes, that looks like 11 teams. ODM has 2 teams. RTK has 2 teams. NC has 2 teams. XMT has 1. Mercenaries have 1. And VOD have 1. Right, all right. My team is NC2. That feels biased to start with. I'll start with whichever replay is up first. Actually, it is RTK versus NC is first. Let's go. So let's take you over to the Photoshop and pull up the correct one. RTK versus NC. I have not watched any of these games. I've not watched any of the games ahead of time. I do know who wins because I know what the schedule is. Some of those round 2 games are getting finished up as we speak. So, yeah. But I'll be just as surprised as you are about how the actual game went. Sealable bag with the Canadian $20 closing fees. Thanks so much, man. Rat house. It's going to be hype. So let's get through this. We have 15 replays to get through today, and a lot of the European people are probably like, get this shit started so we can go to bed. The best of 5, while I look for the first one, Bavarat and Stingers. The best of 5 between the teams, you cannot play the same... You cannot play the same faction as... Where the hell is Bavarat? There we go. You can't play the same faction as someone else on your team, so it's not just going to be 5 games of Lizardmen in a row. For game 1, we have NC's Bavarat versus RTK's Stingers. Get out of here, you. Lizardmen and the Chaos Dwarves. Here we go. Start off game 1 of the day. Lizardmen brought a mighty air force. We do have some Pterodon riders with their deadly rock drops. And then a whole bunch of feral cold ones, skinks, and croxagores, including the Court of Waddle. It's a pretty straightforward armor-piercing rush. With Slawn, Mage Priest of Life, Earthblood. Ooh, no. Regrowth and Dwellers Below. 2 expensive spells, but nice to punish blobs. On the other side, for Stingers, we have a front line of Goblin Laborers. The Demon's Tongue, Iron Demon ROR. We have a Source of Prophet of Fire on foot. Ooh, with only Flamestorm. I do find that strange, but I really like taking the Source of Prophets on foot. It saves a lot of money, and I'm not a big fan of the Bulls. I know Imayu's really is, but I'm just not. Chaos Dwarf Warrior backline, some Hobgoblin Sneaky Gits, Wolf Raiders, 1 Bull Centaur with great weapons, and then the Granite Guard Blunderbuss ROR and Infernal Guard Fireglaives. You're inviting all your mods over to the housewarming pipe? Yeah, of course. Private jet. So the Pterodons are moving up, but the Hobgoblin Sneaky Gits are sneaky no longer, being revealed and starting to throw up into those guys. Not that kind of throw up, that's more of a troll thing. And the Infernal Guard are firing away. Now, for some reason, the Pterodons ended up in melee. That does appear to be a mistake as they get torn apart. And the other Pterodons are also diving into melee with their non-armor-piercing weapon strength. They are not Ripperdactyl Riders. This will not go well for them. They're doing negative damage to these guys, and Hobgoblin Wolf Raiders will quickly peel them off. So a disastrous start for the Lizardmen. We'll see if they can turn it around. A Flamestorm does shatter a Goblin Laborer, but it actually kills an entire skink cohort. So that is not bad at all. The Goblin Laborer frontline has already completely buckled, and we'll be relying on the Chaos Dwarves to hold the line after that. Pterodon Riders are gone as the Blunderbusses continue to rip apart these Croxagores in front of them. Go, Granite Guard, go. Somewhere are Bull Centaur Renders with great weapons. There they are up on the high ground, killing off Feral Cold Ones with the Demon's Tongue. This might be a bit overcommitted on the top side. Hobgoblin Sneaky Gits and the Demon's Tongue could have won that. We need the Bull Centaur Renders down here to deal with the Lizardmen. And the Lizardmen can have a nice late game as we get Dwellers Below, killing off 2 Hobgoblin Sneaky Gits at the same time. So that's a good little cast, but they do have healing. They have an abundance of healing. So the longer the game goes, the better off they'll be. And Croxagores have found their way onto the Granite Guard and onto the Infernal Guard of Fireglaives. Though the Infernal Guard are firing while still in melee, killing some of the Croxagore models as they go. Balance of power starts to favor the Chaos Dwarves more and more. Did he need to take Ripperdactyls? I don't see what Pterodon's doing in the matchup. I don't know. But I think he probably should have used the rock drop rather than going into melee. That's just unfortunate. Another Flamestorm is out to toast the skink cohort and get rid of them, leaving the Croxagores all alone. Fortunately, the Flamestorm does go away a little bit, though I don't know if that's that unfortunate. If it angled left, it would hurt the Chaos Dwarves quite a lot, as it's kind of coming back for now. Skinks routing again. And the Blunderbusses and Infernal Guard are holding up to Kroxigor rushes actually surprisingly well. As there go the Skinks, but yeah, the Flamestorm is now turned on its owners going through the Chaos Dwarf Warriors, who do have 15% fire resistance, but that's, 15% is not going to be enough to, like, save you. The Iron Demon is still full HP, the Bull Centaur Renders are still full HP, and the Lizardmen are decidedly not. They are very low on health all across the battlefield here. We are getting a first regrowth onto the Court of Huatl. We have another full health Kroxigor next to a full health Slann, and that's where a lot of this balance of power is even holding on. But the Chaos Dwarfs are just so far ahead that I have to think this will be game 1 going to RTK. Blunderbuss is even getting bailed out by the Bull Centaur Renders. You start taking a shocking amount of damage as the regrowth healed this Court of Huatl there. That's not even an overcast, it's just a regular regrowth, and they got above half HP again. Okay. Calm down, healing. Calm down, lizards. Infernal Guard with their little fire glaives trying to shoot at the Kroxigors. I do like this. I like not trying to focus down the Slann, just kill the Kroxigor models and get rid of their DPS rather than focusing on the Slann and not killing him at all, and then he just regrowths himself. Another Bound Banishment go through the Granite Guard. And the Bull Centaur Renders have taken a lot of damage. Okay, they're still a full health Iron Demon. I was going to say, did Elizabeth turn this around? Because that would be ridiculous. Feels like the Chaos Dwarves played everything great. Court of Huatl do route off the Granite Guard. Banishment plus the Kroxigors route off the Infernal Guard Fireglaves. Bull Centaur Renders getting real low as they fight these Kroxigors. But Hobgoblin Wolf Raider rear charge might be enough to get rid of these guys. And the Iron Demon is coming back with a vengeance. A Flamestorm plus that thing shooting them in the back. They are not loving it, or otherwise. And the Flamestorm rips apart the Skinks who have just joined the party. Kroxigor's only staying alive by the shield of the old ones, down to 2 leadership, even with that +8 from the shield. Now they're going to rout, leaving the Slann all alone. Nope, they managed to rally somehow. Anyway, Bull Centaur Renders are nearby. There's a bunch of other steps if those Kroxigors get going. The Slann is doomed. Court of Huatl are stuck. The Demon's Tongue ain't going nowhere. There go the Kroxigors. Last Blood Statue despite his cast on Hobgoblin Wolf Raiders. We still have some Pterodons with a lot of ammunition poking away into the blob. Do they have their rock drop? They still have their rock drop. So they could go use it on that blob or something. Another regrowth onto the Sacred Kroxigor ROR. Still have 7 models. If they can get that healing in quickly before the Iron Demon gets another attack off, they can save all of those models. I don't know if it's going to be enough. There's the rock drop. Nice damage onto those Stinky Gits, actually. But, oh no, the Blunderbusses and the Fireglaves are back just to offer a little bit of supporting fire. They push off the Pterodons, and that might be army losses. Yeah, that's going to be it. GG. First game going to RTK in Stingers. For Bavarot, his Healing Slan got 2,200 damage value. Probably because of that really sick Dwellers Below, plus some banishments and stuff. Kroxigor struggled a little bit. Honestly, more than I would have thought. I thought they would do better versus Chaos Dwarves. The Pterodon Riders had issues that we've established. Feral Cold Ones really didn't get too much done either, but those were more of intercepted by Hobgoblin Wolf Raiders and stuff. So, yeah. Bull Centaur Renders did fine. Iron Demon did fine. The Infernal Guard and the Granite Guard both did amazing. Chaos Dwarves held for a while. Hobgoblin Wolf Raiders paid for themselves. Stinky Gits did fine. How's the event? This was game 1, Mr. Bird. As my boys, I was the manager of NC Team 2. I didn't play, but it is my team. Like, Golden Floof, our 5th pick, is he was on vacation the first week of the event, so I was our sub in case, if it was needed, I could hop in and play for him, but he came back. He came back in time. He played for us. All right. So we will do green check marks to signify who wins. Stingers wins game 1 for RTK. We'll go to Anti-Kaiju and Rusty. More Chaos Dwarf action. This time, of course, on the NC side, because we can't. RTK can't play Chaos Dwarf twice. What is this event anyway? It's the Nation event plus Clan War combined. Anyway, Rusty on the Vampire Counts versus Anti-Kaiju on the Chaos Dwarves. I actually like this matchup for the Chaos Dwarves, but I don't take the Iron Demon, and I definitely don't take Astrogoth. I just take 12 ranged. A shit ton of those Hobgoblin Archers, and then some Blunderbusses, some Infernal Guard with Fireglaves. But it's a similar idea. I mean, you have 4 Blunderbusses and some Skirmish Cav. For the Chaos Dwarves, we have Astrogoth Iron Hand, again with Flamestorm, seeing that a lot today all of a sudden. Cascading Fire Cloak, and then the Demon's Tongue ROR. 4 Blunderbusses, including the Granite Guard, and then some Hobgoblin Cutthroats and Goblin Laborers as a front line. And then 4 Hobgoblin Wolf Raiders with their bows, including Ogla Khan's Wolf Boys. Cool. The other side for Rusty in the Vampire Counts, we have double White Kings in the front line. One has Scab Scraith, the other one does not. It's just a little bit of a stat stick. Front line of Zombies and Skeleton Warriors. Some Spearmen in here too. We have a Cairn Wraith. 2 Cairn Wraiths or just 1? 2 Cairn Wraiths. And then some Vargeists, including the Devils of Schwarzhofen, and Manfred von Karstein in the sky with Gaze of Nagash. I usually see Manfred, but I almost always see him with Fate of Yuna. So this is interesting. I worry about the Cairn Wraiths, but also Astrogoth doesn't have Burning Head, so he didn't take it, he just took Flamestorm. And I'm sure the Chaos Dwarves are kicking themselves a little bit right now. Also, that Gaze of Nagash did a lot of damage to the Demon's Tongue, I am learning off screen. He got 420 value off of that. Alright. Skirmish phase is underway as the Wolf Raiders try and do stuff, but the Vampire Counts zoning them with their Foot White Kings, 90 armor and silver shields makes them pretty immune to this kind of stuff. And then Zombies, which they're not immune to the damage, but they also just don't care. They'll take that damage all day. Astrogoth has no Burning Head? I know. I just meant like a Firecaster might have Burning Head. Hi, Strix. How's it going? Good, man, good. But those Vargeists are mostly what you're trying to keep away from these Wolf Raiders. Looks like they are going to close in, get a couple shots on the Devils of Schwarzhofen. And those guys fall back, dodging most of the arrows that were coming their way. Good for them. Good for them. Good for you. The kiting continues while the Vampire Counts move up. I'll play it on ×2 speed until something actually happens, as an advance with Zombies is a slow advance indeed. Couple shots out onto Cairn Wraiths and the Vargeists. But really good patience here from Rusty, and that is a big thing about playing Vampire Counts well, is patience. Patience about your setups is huge. Another Gaze of Nagash is rolling this Iron Demon. Wow. That's some good tech. We're all learning things today. Front lines are about to collide. Meanwhile, the Hobgoblin Wolf Raiders are finally isolating the Vargeists like they wanted to and getting some good damage out. And the White Kings are in here, killing some little goblin cutthroats. This is definitely a Vampire Count's favorite early game thus far. I mean, losing like half HP off your very expensive Iron Demon without any rebuttal is really brutal. Cairn Wraith's taking a lot of damage. They have that physical resistance, but a low leadership, not low leadership, low HP pool and low armor still does a lot of damage. And Manfred not getting punished for walking up on the blunderbusses just yet. Now these blunderbusses are trying to fire over their comrades into the zombies downhill, and they can't see, unfortunately. Demon's Tongue is rolling through some zombies and skeletons on the far side. And in comes those extremely satisfying shots, but it's not doing enough damage on the chaff, and it is in fact the chaff. Not targeting the Devils of Schwarzhofen or Manfred is going to cost the Chaos Dwarves quite a lot, as they've already lost one of their blunderbusses. There's no escape from the Devils of Schwarzhofen. Looks like the Granite Guard will also be following. And another. So 3 out of the 4 blunderbusses are already shut down. There's 1 remaining that needs to find somewhere to fire, and it needs to fire at important shit quickly. So it looks like they're shooting into the Skeleton Spearmen or the White Kings, which is not the correct target. Then they get the Dire Pack and a Zombie Summon on top of them. So now all 4 of the Chaos Dwarf blunderbusses are shut down. The Vargeists feeling the full fury of 4 Skirmish Cav. Ow. They are taking a lot of damage here. But they're getting their job done, right? Vampire Counts are going to lose some stuff sometimes, but they're routing everything. One of the blunderbusses is running. The other one's terror routing as Manfred lands in as well. And the Skirmish Cav are running low on ammunition. They'll probably finish this Vargeist that's next to Manfred. Maybe the Devils of Schwarzhofen too, but after that they're out of DPS. And Manfred has shown that 2 more Gaze of Nagashes will kill that Demon's Tongue outright. So he's not particularly concerned about that in the late game. In comes a Flame Storm right on top of the Vargeist. That is a really good cast from the Chaos Dwarves. If it angles up, it would be even better, but it's actually angling down, which is quite unfortunate. Maybe you can come over here and help out against the Cairn Wraiths, but it also goes away from them. So unfortunately, Flamestorm just not a team player in this game here. Astrogoth pops some buffs for himself to fight back against Manfred. Manfred's still happy to take that fight with a nice charge down here. If Chorus can beat Lizardman and Vampire Counts can beat Chorus, it means Vampire Counts S tier. Easy. Easy clap. Devils of Schwarzhofen still fighting against the Demon's Tongue. Balance of Power is slightly Vampire Counts favored, but I think this situation is extremely Vampire Counts favored. I think the Balance of Power is being too generous to the Chaos Dwarves. Manfred's coming over. Looks like he has something to do with that Demon's Tongue. Wonder if he's going to charge it or just shoot it. And this is the first mistake I'm noticing from the Vampire Counts. They've played this game pretty clean. But this is too many Vargeist chasing around the Demon's Tongue that don't have to be doing that. They could be charging these Hobgoblins, getting rid of them. They could be making sure the Blunderbusses don't come back. So the Blunderbusses are starting to rally around. And the Cairn Wraiths are having trouble. So the Vargeist really don't need to be chasing this Demon's Tongue. This is really clean VC play. Yeah, I would agree overall. Rusty was killing it. Now the Vampire Counts are starting to take their place at the top of the Balance of Power, and I definitely agree. Blunderbuss is rerouted off. The Vargeist still trying to catch up to little Astrogoth. This is one of the few matchups where I like Kadai. Yeah, Kadai are really fun here. They're fun and they're solid. I don't think Kadai are the best in this matchup. I think the Chaos Dwarves have some other tools I'd rather take, but you're not trolling if you take them. They're solid. I do just think 12 ranged is better, because like the reason I take 12 ranged, we saw here, is that his 4 range, the Blunderbusses, got shut down by suicide dives from Vargeist, and then he had no DPS left. It was just like over. Whereas my build has like 5 Goblin Archers, 2 Blunderbusses, 2 Fireglaves, and then some Skirmish Cav, and it's like, unless you have 12 Vargeists, I'm gonna shoot you. I'm gonna shoot the shit out of you. Alright, Astrogoth has taken some damage from the repeated dives of Manfred von Karstein. And the Skirmish Cav are officially out of ammunition. They are charging around, trying to do what they can in melee. The Vampire Counts are running out of chaff, though I don't think that hurts them too much. Still have the Devils of Schwarzhofen, still have another Vargeist. So they've lost 2 of their 4 Vargeist. They've lost 1 of their 2 Cairn Wraiths, as we see that one's crumbling away into nothingness. And how are the White Kings doing? As a breath attack comes out. Try and poke Astrogoth, but also hits the Hobgoblin Cutthroat, so it's just a win-win situation there. Yeah, the White Kings are pretty healthy, considering Manfred has healing for him. Another Gaze of Nagash tears apart the Demon's Tongue. 500 HP left for that thing. Damn. Gaze of Nagash. The secret tech. Vargeist plus Cairn Wraiths. Cairn Wraiths do cause terror, so they might get these Wolf Boys to get out of here sooner rather than later. The Granite Guard do manage to rally. Even at this low HP and model count, they do significant damage to the Vargeist. Vargeist are glass cannons to the extreme. But Rusty's on top of it, dives onto the Granite Guard to shut him down again. Balance Power is getting dangerously close to army losses, as Ogokon's Wolf Boys and these other Wolf Raiders rear charge the Vargeists with the help of Astrogoth. Should be able to take those guys down. And Manfred sets up something. It's a zombie summon on top of these guys. All the Skirmish Cav is in the same place. Can the big Dragon Lord punish in some way? Breath attack straight down onto Astrogoth. He is done with this. He's going for the big target, trying to get that Balance of Power to shrink down to army losses and just deal with it. Hits a charge attack, misses the second one. Astrogoth goes to take the fight. But there's army losses. And that is GG 2-0 to RTK to start it off. Great start for them. For Anti-Kaiju, Astrogoth got good value. The Demon's Tongue was shut down super quickly. The Blunderbusses were also shut down right away, so no value from them. The Hobgoblin Wolf Raiders with their bows did fantastically well. Hobgoblin Cutthroats actually also did better than I would have thought. Goblin Raiders just sucked and died. That's their whole thing. On the other side for Rusty, Manfred was great. He was amazing. The White Kings were constant good pressure. Vargeists, always good on the Vampire Counts roster, but they do take a lot of micro and babysitting to make them work, and he did. Cairn Wraiths did fine. Skeletons and zombies were just around to eat some damage. Just take you over to the Photoshop. There's not really spoilers because you know that all 5 games are getting played, but there is spoilers in that some of the replays are labeled from round 2. So, you know, if one says, like, ODM2 is in the next round, then you know that they win their one. So let's not do that. Another green check mark there for Rusty. RTK. All right, my boys, NC2 on the back foot. But let's figure it out. More Lizardmen, but now we have some greenskins. I keep clicking on the one that has the camera set up, and the camera is not set up. Stead on the greenskins. Curio with the Lizardmen. A very creative Lizardman build. And I trained with Stead for this one quite a lot, so I know he was anxious about it, but he had a good build put together. Hey, Rusty, we just watched your game. Like, literally just watched it. All right, for the greenskins, we have Orc Boarboy Biggins and Savage Orc Boarboy Biggins. A whole bunch of Orc Arboys and Savage Orc Arboys in the back line. Actually, it's all Savage Orc Arboys. And then 4 Squig Herds, 4 Goblins, a Night Goblin Warboss with his Rampage and his Net, in spite of the bad moon. And then we have Giant River Troll Hag with Fate of Beam and Spirit Leech. On the other side for the Lizardmen, a strange build. Feral Stegodon, bunch of Feral Cold Ones. We have the Pawhawk Sentinels, Skink Cohorts with Javelins and Source Spears in the front line, still with a Solar Engine, Oxyal, and a Beastcaster with Flock of Doom and a Manticore. Salinator and Berserk really helped you. I'll have to have words with them. They're not allowed to help anybody besides me. For the greenskins, their cavalry should be quite dominant. They have more and much better cavalry than Lizardmen brought. Their front line might struggle a little bit. Goblins and Squigs versus Triple Saurus. We'll see. The Saurus are here. Orc Arboy's starting to fire in as well. Gonna poke at the Pawhawk Sentinels a little bit. And this Rampage has to be feared. If those Pawhawks get Rampage, they'll drag themselves right to the ground. As those Orc Boarboy Biggins just deleted the Skink Cohort on the charge. I could never get him to do that much damage. What the hell? Alright, that would have been nice. I really want to see a Rampage on the Pawhawk Sentinels right now. There it is. Fermented Fungi. Rampages into the ground right in front of the Archers and on top of the Skinks. That is some beautiful stuff. Squig Herds getting involved everywhere. And so far, that Bestowed Solar Engine is not really getting done when it needs to get done. As the Savage Orc Boarboy Biggins and Orc Boarboy Biggins roll through the Feral Cold Ones and these Skinks, the Greenskins have a stranglehold on the southern flank. Out go the Pawhawk Sentinels as well. Saurus are still holding very, very firmly. And the Goblins are routing, so the Greenskins' front line is falling apart quite rapidly. This flank is going to have to continue to work its way around and bail out the front line before the Orc Arboys are put on the back foot. And then they just, they'll spend the whole game running if no one bails them out, so they won't be able to provide their DPS. River Troll Hag and the Night Goblin Warboss trying to help out, but even with their help, these Goblins are terror routing. The Squigs are getting close themselves. First Fate of Yuna is out, and it's onto the Saurus Spears, just desperate to get rid of that heavy infantry. And up on the top side, a summoned Manticore plus the Skink Skirmishers and Skink Cohorts are trying to hold back the Greenskin Cav, but as we established, the Feral Cold Ones that were probably here earlier and already died are just no match for the Greenskins' Orc Boarboy Biggins. So these disparate forces are a little too caught out. Feral Cold Ones, Saurus, and the Feral Stegodon shutting down 3 of our Archer friends. 1 other has escaped and is firing sideways into the area. And Oxy, still full HP, still shooting. He has full ammunition. Oh no, he's done literally nothing. Oh no, I wonder if he doesn't have Fire at Will on. That's a tragedy. The Lizardman Lord is doing nothing. I do have to say, I don't understand the Oxyotl pick here. You have literally the best lords in the game in any of the salons. So taking Oxyotl just feels like a fucking waste of your time. Even if you want Beast Magic, just take a Beast Salon. Whatever. The Steldon's running away from the Giant River Troll Hag. The Greenskins Wall was out as Orc Boarboy Biggins are cleaning up things around the map. And some of them are going into the back line to peel for the Stegodon charging into them, but see if they can get on the Feral Cold Ones. Another Fermented Fungi rampaging the Stylodon this time, as some Orc Boarboy Biggins try and arrive to help out the River Troll Hag, who's already winning the fight on her own. And these Orc Boarboy Biggins are about to get charged by the cohort of Waddle. So far, the Greenskins are up, and I think they're very favored in the battle state right now. They have to be careful, man. If the Arc Barbarians spend too much time surrounding this Skink Priest and get rear charged by the Cord Waddle, they'll die pretty quick, and then the rest of your Barbarians are taking some damage here and there, so this game's not over yet. Savage Orcs surround and beat up the Feral Stegodon. Squigs and Goblins are going to rout these Feral Coldwins who are rampaging, so we are getting some archers back online, and it looks like... oh, it said draw because I think one of the players dropped, but... yeah, I remember this one now. One of the players dropped, but Curio just... He admitted defeat and called it. So, that's why it said draw. Oxyotl, literally 0 value, never fired a shot. And the Lizardman build, just not really working out. I think Curio played it well. I think it, like... I really think the build just let him down. Because, you know, he played solid. I guess, like, okay, there was a whoopsie in forgetting Oxyotl, but, like, let's say he micros Oxy perfectly. I still don't think he's winning that game with this build. Like, it was just... the Greenskins pounded the flanks. They held the front line okay. They rampaged some key targets and killed them, and then they were kiting their archers out and, like, peeling for the archers in the late game. Like, Oxy wasn't going to do anything there. So, yeah, I think Curio played fine. That is NC2 is on the board. Let's go. Stead keeping us in it. Thanks, Stead. But down 1-2 now. It's still lose and we're out. So let's go to Lenorm versus Nalnish. More vampire counts. I keep doing that. I keep going to the camera one. Borgash is Nalnish. And Superb Fairy Wren is Lenorm. Tomb Kings versus Vampire Counts, an undead duel. That can be interesting. Sometimes it's not, but it can be. If it's just a blob fight, then it kind of sucks. This doesn't look like a blob fight, though. As I move my desk to sitting position. I was in the car all day, so I wanted to stand for a little bit. Alrighty. For the Tomb Kings of RTK, Nalnish. If he wins this game, then the last game is a formality because the clan war will be over and RTK will advance. If the Vampire Counts win, we stay in it, boys! Sporkle Stalkers, Chosen the Gods, Ushapti Great Bows, plus another Ushapti Great Bow, plus the Eyes of the Desert, Sporkle Stalker ROR. So 4 weapons teams, quote-unquote. Front line of Skeleton Spears, back line of Tomb Guard, including Duke Guard with Halberds, and then the Kepler Guard. We do have DJ Katep, though he is just on a horse. And he's going to cast as many spells as he can to disrupt those vampire counts. On the other side, for Lenorm and the vampire counts, we have a front line of skeletons and zombies. Some Graveguard, the Stearnsmen, Konigstein Stalkers. More Graveguard over here. It is man spam. Spam the mans. Corpse Cart with an Unholy Lodestone for some stats and healing. Crypt Horrors for a little bit of mass and AP. 2 Vargeists, and the Blood Dragon Vampire Lord with Invocation Heck and his summon. I'm going to fast forward while the Vampire Counts do their slow surround, as there is not a lot that's going to be happening in this early game. The Ushapti Great Bow is just trying to get a little bit of damage out onto the Graveguard, and they are doing just fine. As the Vampire Counts slowly set up the surround. Alright, we are here. Skeletons about to fight skeletons. Thanks, Will. Go, skeletons, go! Skelly violence! I think the Tomb King Skelly should win that. I think, overall, because they're passive healing. Corpse Cart's over here, so it's not going to help those guys. Zombies closing in. Graveguard also closing in. The Graveguard should beat up the Skeleton Spearmen, no real problem. The single-shot Ushapti are trying to hit the Corpse Cart right now. Missing a bit more than I honestly would have thought. And the multi-shot also going after the Corpse Cart. I guess it does okay damage. I suppose he's not too worried about running out of ammo because he knows that, you know, the Chosen the Gods aren't exactly going to get to shoot all game. As Konigstein Stalkers move in, zombies move in. Where are those Vargeists at? The Crypt Horrors are on that flank. Vargeists are on this flank, okay. So they're moving in. More Skeleton Spears showing up. And the Corpse Guard hasn't even got to join the fight. It's already down to half HP, but it is healing itself up, which is just fine. And these Sepulchral Stalkers are surprisingly good against infantry. I would strongly encourage people playing the Tomb Kings to just get some free shots out onto Skeleton Spearmen or Graveguard while they're advancing. I know their real target is the Vargeist, but like take the free shots because again, there's no chance you run out of ammo. If you run out of ammo with these units in this matchup, then you probably won the game already. Something terrible is happening to Ushapti Greatbows? No, it's happening to the zombies. The zombies get hit with the Usarian's Incantation of Vengeance. They're trying to put everything on cooldown. Notice how the Blood Dragon Lord isn't popping his Helm of Discord. It's because it was put on cooldown by Katep. Jeff's Incantation Cursed Blades Overcast gives them more bonus versus large and weapon strength as they try to fight back against the Vargeist. Kepler Guard and Tomb Guard with Halberds are in the area, but the Halberds are actually busy fighting infantry, so it is just the Kepler Guard trying to hold down this middle as the Eyes of the Desert throw guard mode on and start firing. The other Stalkers also shooting out, so far the Tomb Kings holding well, though the Vampire Counts have done their job excellently. We can see the Grave Guard are getting through that front line just like we predicted. They've shut down a lot of the ranged, and more importantly, the Crypt Horrors and the Vargeist and the Blood Dragon Lord all got here mostly uncontested. This Vargeist is at half HP, but that is really good as far as like advancing on a Tomb Kings line goes. Eyes of the Desert getting low. The Ushapti regular Great Bows having issues. The Chosen of the Gods are also almost dead. And this Sepulchral Stalker is trying to reset up lines and shoot into the blob. But their Skeleton Spearmen poking at them. They're going to need guard mode if they ever hope to fire anything. Melee Ushapti summon is already out. Big overcasting indication of heck comes in from the Vampire Counts to try to keep things nice and safe. The Corpse Guard did eventually arrive, and he is in the thick of it too. He even got to the backline fight. That's going to be huge for the Vampire Counts. Bounce power is already against the Tomb Kings by quite a lot, and they have a full health Ushapti summon out on the field, which I very much agree. Things are looking rough for them. Only their Tomb Guards stand as their infantry. I guess they have a half health Skeleton Spear in here, but I hardly count that considering how much they started with. For their weapons teams, quote unquote, they only have an almost dead Eyes of the Desert and a half health other Sepulchral Stalker. Both Ushapti Great Bows are down. Just checking up on chat for a bit. I'll take a sip of my drink. Sepulchral Stalkers are out. Big breath attack in onto the Kepler Guard. Huge damage as the Vampire Counts seem to have this on lock. The only hope left for the Tomb Kings is that they have so many Halberds that can heal with Katep spamming heals on them and stuff that maybe the Vampire Counts without a Mortis Engine just grind away to death. As a Skullstorm rips through the Königstein Stalkers and another Graveguard doing actually pretty good damage. But Katep is out all alone. Thankfully, he's on his horse, which can keep him nice and safe versus the Blood Dragon Lord. When the Blood Dragon Lord lands, he should be able to outrun him, but the charge attack is brutal. And the follow-up attack also hits, which is a disaster for the Tomb Kings. And in the blob fight, the Tomb Kings are doing okay. The Vargeist and Crypt Horrors have to be a little careful about fighting on top of these Halberds for so long. But the Blood Dragon Lord realizes if he can get Katep, he can win the whole game. That's all he cares about now. So the Tomb King can continue to kill off Vampire Counts units. The Vargeist have overcommitted. Some sort of imperishable guy would help here? Yeah, he really would. The Vargeist are starting to back off now. I think Lenorm's realizing he's taken a little too much damage. He's being a little loose. And they come out here to help with Katep a bit. And also to try and heal up, because this one's still crumbling. The other one's close to crumbling. I really don't think the Tomb Kings can win this, but like the only way they could is if the Crypt Horrors and Vargeist just sat in Halberds and fucking died, and then the Halberds killed everything else, and the Blood Dragon Lord was forced to fight on top of them, but looks like he's trying not to do that. Cycle charging back in now. For the Tomb Guard, I mean, dude, these Halberds are fine. Out of the 4 brought, 3 are still super healthy. The Kepler Guard are pretty healthy too, so like the Halberds, the Tomb Guard in general are doing amazing. But the Lord Snipe in onto Katep is back. Blood Dragon Lord needs to hit one more time for him to be so low that he'll just crumble himself to dust. There's the swing, there's the hit. He will crumble away at that low of HP. He can't rally. And that is army losses. GG. Alright. So Lenorm doing NC proud. Evening it back up, so we are going into the final game 2-2. It all comes down to Golden Floof versus whoever the fuck. I don't know. The other guy that's not Golden Floof. For context of that thing, I'm the captain of this team. of the boys, the lads. I'm captain of NC2, so of course I want us to win. It's bias, but it's understandable bias. Alright, I'll find it and I'll get it loading up here. There we go. Tidsdemonen versus Goldenfloof. Alright, while that loads, I'll give us our check mark. And it all comes down to this, baby. Last game! And Tidsdemonen on the Bretonnians versus Goldenfloof on High Elves. Bretonnia is very, 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 very strong. And they are a historical counter versus the High Elves, but the meta has changed so much. We'll see if that's still the case. Alright. For the High Elves, it is a lot of archers and spears. We have how many archers? 5 archers, 3 Lothern Sea Guard, and then Silveren Guard and Spearmen all around. We have Teclis with his net, and then we have a Metalcaster with Plague of Rust. So it's lower the armor and shoot these guys to death. What up, Strat Game? On the other side, we have Companions of Quenelles, Questing Knight ROR, Knights Errant. And then we have Grail Knights, more Knights Errant, Lewin Leoncoeur up in the sky, and Key here. He has the Lion Shield for that extra missile resistance. Damsel of Life with Flesh to Stone and Earthblood, and then a front line of Spearmen at Arms, 4 Peasant Archers, and a Blessed Field Trebuchet. That Trebuchet is going to get a lot of damage value out if the High Elves can't walk all the way over there and get it done. The High Elf Archers outnumber and outstat the Peasant Bowmen pretty heavily, so they should win the Archer fight nice and clean. We'll see how much the Bretonnians can do about this. King Lewin lands in with Scroll Shielding and Lion's Shield. He's going to get netted in place, but is there really that much punish around? Overcasted Plague of Rust gets it down to 30 armor, and the Lion Shield wears off. All the archers start to turn now, but in come the Bretonnian Knights, finding cracks in the box, getting straight through there, plowing into the Lothern Sea Guard and shutting them down. More archers are getting routed off, and Lewin has not taken significant damage yet, as an Earthblood is even going to heal him up just a little, and the Bretonnian Knights are stopping these archers from firing, while the Peasant Bowmen on the outside still continue to fire in, and that Blessed Field Trev is also firing away. Lewin is taking big damage, but if he can get back into the sky, he can slowly heal it off. He'll be okay. Do the other Bretonnian Knights get saturated into the Companions of Quenelles are taking a lot of damage? So are the Knights Errant. Where are the Grail Knights? Where are the Grail Knights? There they are, on the front line. Taking a little bit of damage, but not too much just yet. And the Lothern Sea Guard, they are unshielded, and Sword of Corone lowers their armor, so only 10 armor as these Peasant Bowmen shoot at them in the back. Bounce power is slightly Bretonnian favored. These High Elves are getting real low on leadership. If Lewin can get over here, he could cause 2 terror routes. And as soon as the High Elf Archers are outside the box, yeah, you can see Tidsdemonen is right on top of it, getting all of his cavalry to just disengage from the box, and now they got to sweep. They got to clean up anything that leaves the box. Another net, another Plague of Rust. And Lewin is trapped in Spearmen and Silveren Guard soon. But yeah, more and more archers are leaving the safety of the box due to their cowardice. And Goldenfloof only has 1 Lothern Sea Guard left. Bretonnia is way ahead on the balance of power. Considering we're only 3 minutes into this game, right? Blessed Field Treb still firing away in the distance. And if Lewin can get to safety, I think Bretonnia can wrap this game up. Really the only way for the High Elves to win this now is Lewin to overstay his welcome and fucking die. And then without leadership, the Peasant Bowmen might actually be able to get routed. Though I suppose you could still just heal Knights to a victory. Lewin tries to take on the Mage of Metal, is going to tear her out here. Gets another good hit in. Bretonnians chasing off all these archers. Some Grail Knights need new orders. Looks like they're getting them now. Lewin routes off the caster, routes off the Silveren Guard, tear routes off the other Spearmen. Everything is falling apart. Another net, but he's getting healed up while it happens, and I feel like he has to have that Lion Shield up soon, the 40% resist one. So that might help him. As Knights are actually starting to charge in the Silveren Guard. A little greedy here from Bretonnia. A little greedy, leaving Lewin in this long and also rear charging the Silveren Guard when you're not even done with the archers. It's fine. He's far enough ahead that this is okay, but in a closer game, that might actually be the costly mistake. Looks like we're going to have Flesh to Stone on the Grail Knights. Make sure they don't take too much damage in the Silver Guard. I think he was worried about Teclis having a net up. He didn't want to get caught in those Silver Guard, so he threw a Flesh to Stone on him. Lothern Seaguard holding against the Knights Errant, doing a lot of damage back to them, which is super concerning. It's one of the reasons that I really want Bretonnia to just focus on actually chasing stuff off rather than the cycle charging phase. Again, they're so far ahead it doesn't look like it really is going to matter, but it could cost them in a closer game. The chain route is going to start a reaction that goes across the high elf lines, and then army losses will hit here, as we can see. Those guys are going to break, then those break, and then here comes the army losses. 3, 2, 1. Fuck, really? I thought I had that prediction down. Okay, I guess not. I guess no army losses ever. There we go. And that'll be that. The end score 3-2 to RTK. Tids Damonin coming in clutch when his clan needed him most. Tid's a good lad. I like him. Plays a lot of Ermine League. As for Golden Floof, you gave it a good try. Golden Floof also a good lad. Good Chad lad. I was proud to have all these guys on my team. And that'll be it for us. There we go. Delete that so I don't have to keep scrolling past it. Boom. Tids Damonin with a win. Say goodbye to NC2. They're dead. They're dead in the dirt. They're garbage people. Good job, RTK2. Good job. Good job. I will now advance you. They are fighting MTK1 as we speak. All these games take place over the course of a week, so they've been organizing with their people for a while. But let's get on down to MTK2 versus XMT, huh? MTK2 versus XMT. Don't save that. All right, we have Flying Taco, Twilight Harbinger, Ronin, Maydave, and Papa Palpatine versus Kropep, Azrael, Zurihan, Urian, and Eltharian Shades. All right, who am I looking for first? Flying Taco. Flying Taco. Taco that flies. Well, this is weird. The ROR Mutalith Vortex Beast. ROR Mutalith Vortex Beast versus the Shredder of Lestria. All right. So we are on to the second. Now, you know, I smoothly transitioned, but for people who are not aware, yes, we are moving on to a next round. So it is XMT versus MTK2. This is the second team from MTK, but it is XMT's only shot. So they're in this the tournament here. I have NC as a backup team. We got NC1, the real professionals, with Strat Game on it. So we're still in this thing. All right, for Flying Taco, really good to see him. I know he's been playing a lot of Domination, but, you know, Flying Taco's a good player. He's been around since I entered the scene and was watching him play on Turin's channel with, like, Felcon and them, so I'm very, very happy to see this relic brought out of the retirement home. Managed to throw an insult in there at him, because he deserves it. But yeah, he's a cool guy. Knights of Immolation, Doom Knights of Tzeentch, ROR, dropped a little bomb on the Skink Skirmishers. We have some Chaos Warhounds, Chaos Trolls with armor, 2 Marauder Horsemen throwing axes, a front line of basic Marauders. We have the Severed Claw, the Sorcerer Lord of Nurgle with Fleshy Abundance, an Exalted Hero with, what the hell is that? Doom Totem. I have never seen that in my life. And then we have Asin the Fallen, the ROR Mutal Vortex Beast that just recently got buffed in the last patch to actually have the Mortis Engine effect of the regular Mutal Vortex Beast. For Lizardmen, a bunch of Skink Skirmishers and Skink Cohorts with Javelins, the Shredder of Lestria, 2 buffed Temple Guard, 4 Feral Cold Ones, and a Lifelong Regrowth Earthblood. Hi, Palpatine. Hi, everybody. Alright, the Skink Skirmishers are trying to punish the Marauders on the way in. These Marauders with low armor and only bronze shields will take a lot of damage from this, but I'm sure that Flying Taco is actually fine with this as long as those Javelins aren't hitting his Mutilith Vortex Beast after its shields are taken out, or the Skirmish Cav. His Marauders are pretty much just here to die. In comes the Mutilith, and it takes the fight with the Shredder of Lustria. I actually played a similar matchup with Spartan, I believe, on stream for fun. We were just kind of horsing around a little bit. And the regular Mutilith Vortex Beast also had a really good time into a regular Dreadsaurian, so I have to imagine the RORs would be similar. And even without the bonus for Large Man, it has high enough stats and really good attack animations that it is having a field day with the Shredder of Lustria. Temple Guard hopping in. Gonna start taking that slow Mortis engine from the Asa and the Fallen. He even uses this little thingy there. The Tides of Transformation doing more damage to these guys as it spreads. And the Shredder has to back out about half HP. Did not enjoy that whatsoever. Flying Taco Skirmish Cav accidentally get themselves in a little bit of a pickle. We see they immediately have movement orders to try and get them out of there and get away from the fight once more. They're trying to back off as a banishment comes in from the Slann. Already the Armored Chaos Trolls are terror routing. It should be fine. It's just Shredder's Dread Aversion aura causing them to flee. But the Aeon the Fulton, man, he's like still full HP after losing his barriers. The Shredder's down to half HP and falling while fighting on top of the Severed Claw. But the Severed Claw are almost routing at full HP. I have never seen them route that quickly. And they're getting close to it, but they rally for now. For now. Something is happening here. It's an Overcasted Fleshy Abundance upgraded. It'll heal everybody in this area. Even though they weren't that damaged, you just wanted to get that nice heal out. And the Warriors of Chaos are very far up on the balance of power. Temple Guard, one of them is already routed away from the Mutilith Vortex Beast. Shredder's taking a ton of damage. Dogs and Cav taking out some Feral Cold Ones in the distance, but there you go. Jab Skinks onto those Skirmish Cav do so much damage. Round 2, 3, and 4 of this fight. Maelstrom of Change is out, but Regrowth and Earthblood trying to heal up the Shredder. And the second healthy Temple Guard is back into the fight, but man, the Severed Claw, their health hasn't moved an inch because of the healing they received. Essence the Fallen is also fine. Damn, the Lizardmen are getting messed up. Alright, Shredder's heal cap is very much in sight and closing in. Marauder Horseman getting pushed off by all the skinks and whatnot. Asin the Fallen is once again fighting the Shredder, but with the Doom Knights in here as well and the Severed Claw, looks like the Shredder is probably on the losing end of this trade overall. We'll see what he can get done. Lifeslan still trying to help out where he can and how he can. We still have some skinks on the outside just firing in. And Severed Claw down to half HP. They did receive a heal earlier, so I don't know where their actual heal cap is, but it's not that far off. This is a bit of a resurgence for the Lizardmen. Yeah, they should route from this. There they go. They're routing away from the Shredder. But the Lizardmen don't have anything that can chase those guys off, because if the Shredder does, it'll get rear charged by Axion over and over and over again. So the Severed Claw should come back. Shredder's taking big damage, and he can't seem to turn around and fight Axion, so he's currently taking free damage from the Fallen. He starts to fall back as these little skink darts are going to try and help him out. Full health Doom Knight, though, still rolling around for Flying Taco. He can deal with this whenever he needs to. He can dive those skinks without much problem. And there he goes. Right in front of the Shredder of Lustria. Might be a little bold, but we'll see. Something is happening. Something's getting cast around the ASA and the Fallen. It's an Overcasted Fleshy Abundance again. Healing up the Severed Claw back to full. The bounce power continues to shift away from the Lizardmen. And while the Shredder is peeling off the Knights of Immolation, his Slann is getting killed. The Shredder turns over. He needs to come protect his master. Diving back in. Asion's back to full HP. And the Slann actually gets in the Shredder's way. The Shredder can't get around him to fight the Exalted Hero. The Skinks continue to fall back. Knights of Immolation once again diving in. Shredder can't be everywhere at once, and wherever he's not, Warriors of Chaos will party. Temple Guard getting close to their heal cap. They're even getting a Regrowth and Earthblood combination now to keep them in the fight. Can the Shredder and the Temple Guard really carry this out? Hold on. Temple Guard have Unbreakable if they're near the Slann, right? Immune to Psychology if their Lord is nearby and present. Okay. So the Unbreakable is just the ROR. Assion's running away, but now the Shredder is on his tail, getting free shots and occasional melee attacks on him while he runs. And there's nothing nearby for the Warriors of Chaos that can actually bail him out of this. This is a really bad situation for Flying Taco to be in. The Fallen, not feeling so good, trying to get some more distance, but the Severed Claw are finally not able to protect this big boy. Oh, but the Shredder gets distracted as the Severed Claw come out of the blob fight. He gets stuck fighting them, which is not something he wants to do. The Assion's heal cap is in sight, so are the Severed Claw, but the Shredder probably should have kept taking that 1v1 fight. He was winning that. He doesn't want to fight on top of the Severed Claw for too much longer. The Salon is still having issues as he tries to stay near these, the Temple Guard. Another Earthblood for them, try and keep them in this fight. His Exalted Hero and the Chaos Lord poke away at him. We have more Jab Skinks and Dart Skinks trying to help out a little bit more. Something is getting cast here. A heal for somebody. It's another regrowth for the Temple Guard, but an undercast of Fleshy Abundance on Aston. This is so much fucking healing. Oh my god. The Lizardmen are creeping back up on the balance of power a little bit, getting closer and closer to even, which they were pretty down at one point. Slon's taking a lot of damage, but everything he wants to heal is nearly heal cap, so if he just throws out some Earthbloods and he's a part of it, he'll be fine. The Shredder's still trying to duel down Astion. He gets a big shot onto the Exalted Hero, who has Deadly Onslaught popped, but his leadership is falling. He's not ITP, so he does have to be careful about getting routed off. Severed Claw also heal capped and getting quite low, and the Temple Guard are beating up on the Nurglecaster. Big damage on him, and he's getting close to routing. Can the Shredder get over there and deal with him? It looks like not. Ascian is just too big of a problem that he can't ignore, but he is going to terror out off the Lord, and he goes for a chomp, but he takes two nasty hits in the side for getting distracted. He can't chase that Lord. You can't get out there, dude. Just fight Ascian. Ascian's going to let him go. It looks like they're happy to trade Lords. They're exalted, their Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Nurgle for the Slon. They are going to get the Slon. Can the Shredder at least finish the job on the Chaos Sorcerer Lord? Otherwise, this is a bit of a blunder from the Lizardman side. A full health Feral Cold One is rejoining the fight against these guys, though, but this is not a good trade at all, and the Shredder is now starting to realize his mistake. He's trying to come back to the Slon, but he's too late. Slon's taking big damage. But can this maybe all be a bait? Can the Slon cold-blooded himself or something? Does he have any leadership to give himself as he gets super low? He's thinking about routing, but the Shredder does get a charge in, so he should have his charge bonus versus Ascian. And, the Severed Claw are terror routing away, which takes away all the support. Ascian's also going to route, and the Exalted Hero routes. Mass route in from the Warriors of Chaos, and all of a sudden the Lizardmen are ahead. The Temple Guard holding much longer than those guys can. The Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Nurgle is in, and he's going to route two away from the Shredder. The Shredder can't be stopped. Its leadership debuff aura is too strong. Everything's routing. The Lizardmen are all of a sudden way ahead on the balance of power. The Doom Knights charge back in, but they immediately route off on the charge. The Exalted Hero is also going to route, and is that army losses? All of a sudden? That's insane. Ascian's back. Feral Cold Ones are trying to chase the Chaos Sorcerer or Nurgle, but I could see him maybe rallying in their face, but they'll just rear charge him. Yeah, his leadership's too low. Can the Fallen hard carry somehow? Doesn't look like it. He's getting rear charged by Feral Cold Ones. His leadership is too low, and the Shredder charges him straight in the face. Down to 3 leadership just like that. And as soon as he routes, army losses will hit. Takes a big shot. He routes, and that is GG. Man, fuck Lizardmen. Man, fuck Lizardmen. 4,900 for Ascian the Fallen. Exalted Hero and the Lord did okay. Severed Claw got 1,600. Doom Knights got 1,100. Throwing Axe Cab actually both did very, very well. Marauders got mulched instantly. That was it. On the other side for the Life Salon, 1,000. Shredder of Jeff, 5,100. Temple Guard, 2,600 and 1,400. And then Feral Cold Ones mixed, but overall pretty darn strong. And then Jab Skinks did fine. All right, taking you back to that screen. All right, sorry. I got distracted by some messages. So what did we just watch? You launch Flying Taco versus that, so get rid of it so I don't cast it twice. And then I need Twilight Harbinger versus Azrael. Oh shit, I just double-clicked. Alright, nice. I double-clicked on the correct one. Cool. Let's do this. So, click. And then I need to go back to green. So, first game goes to Kropep. No? Taco? No, Kropep. Yeah. I was trying to remember who was who. As we get into the next game, Twilight Harbinger on the Empire versus MTK's Azrael Vasora. So, MTK starting out 1-0. All right. XMT, not happy about losing that first game. Come back in it with triple War Wagon, Karl Franz, with all of his usual buffs. Then a front line of Sigmar Sons, Spearmen. We do have the Hammer of the Witches, some Demigryph Knights with Halberds, a Jade Wizard with Earthblood and Regrowth, and then more Empire Knights. So a pretty elite little Empire build. I mean, between Franz, the Demigryph Knights, the ROR Cannon, and 3 War Wagons, that's most of your army right there. On the other side, for Tzeentch, it appears, you have an Exalted Lord, a Change of Metal with Fountain Transmutation and the Searing Doom. Frontline of Marauders, Centaurs of Tzeentch, my favorite unit from the Shadows of Change 2.0 update. I really love them. I think they're a well-balanced, but also very fun unit. Because they're expensive and squishy, but man, if you get good charges with them, value city. Triple Screamers, the Sour Guts, and that is looking like it. War Wagons teeing off. Franz going to tear out off Marauders on the charge here, taking them away. And that is one concern for this Empire build, is they don't have a lot of crowd clearing. They really don't. I would worry about Chaos Warriors a bit. They aren't here, but still. Because they're all about this Knight, man. Franz is a Duelist Lord. We have a Cannon. We have 3 War Wagons and Demigryph Knights and Halberds. They are ready to kill something big. They are not ready to kill a bunch of little infantry. Centaurs get a rear charge on the Empire Knights. The Empire Knights are falling back to Great Swords, and the Centaurs will need to opt out of this fight pronto. Little Searing Doom on the Hammer of the Witches gets pretty good damage out to start us off as the Exalted Lord of Change comes back here. But it looks like the Centaur, yeah, I did say it's a great unit if it's microed well, but one mistake, it's already down to half HP with the barrier gone too. That is just a dead 1,000 gold unit. That is a brutal loss to start off here. Other Centaur also gets destroyed on the charge. Proving all my points. I love being right all the time. All 3 War Wagons are in a bit of a pickle though. The Empire is getting some key engagements, but if Tzeentch can get back on these War Wagons and kill them off, it might all be worth it. The ROR Screamers, the Shrieking Skyrays, rear charge into Empire Knights, and then Chaos Fury Summon from the Exalted Lord of Change gets onto the Hammer of the Witches, so it's not over just yet. Overcasted Fountain Transmutation onto the War Wagons, one of which is already pushed off of the field, and Screamers are onto the other one, so both sides trading blows back and forth, but the final Centaur is also about to get destroyed. Centaurs hate being in these blob fights. It is not for them at all, and he is just getting destroyed, man! Demigryph Knight's also taking a lot of damage, and a Regrowth is getting countered by the fire damage of the Sour Guts. Love to see that little thing coming into effect. Screamer's still harassing the War Wagons. One of them is either shattered or flat out dead, because I don't see its flag anymore. Hammer of the Witches is flat out dead, and the Jade Wizard is super close to routing 1 leadership. If Tzeentch can get him, they could chase him all the way off the battlefield. Exalted Lord of Change gets away from Karl Franz. The War Wagons have nowhere to go as Demigryph Knights do peel the Screamers. They're going to beat up the Screamers, but do they take enough damage in the meantime? And they can't kill that Jade Wizard. I honestly wouldn't hate for the Exalted Lord of Change to get 1 charge over here, considering how low his leadership was. You might be able to terror at him. Full health Centaur of Tzeentch has not been a part of this fight. I was mistaken when I said the last Centaur of Tzeentch was dying. Oh, they should roll this fight with these Empire Knights. Out in the middle of nowhere without a support, then that's their home, man. They're going to kill these Empire Knights so fast. Go them, go. The Exalted Lord of Change gets a big charge onto the Jade Wizard. Terror routes him, but it's not a natural route just yet. That should be a natural route. We'll see if he can escort him off. That's going to be a tough ask as he's getting shot by War Wagons. The Demigryph Knights with Halberds are also routing, and Franz is coming in. Damn, that Jade Wizard's going to be allowed to come back just because, like, the Exalted Lord of Change can't stay here. He's trying to get out the way. And the Centaurs are starting to get some of these guys. They're starting to do good work. Demigryph Knights with Halberds are back. The Jade Wizard is back. So Empire having a big rally on the backfield. Meanwhile, Tzeentch on their side of the map is also doing very well. They're routing a lot of Imperial stuff. The Sour Guts are still safe and sound. So we'll see if this Exalted Lord of Change can get to some semblance of safety and get his barriers back. He would love that. while War Wagons continue to shoot at the Centaurs of Tzeentch and the Shrieking Sky Rays. Sourguts firing in as Franz gets another terror out onto Marauders. Earthblood in onto Franz and the Demigryph Knights. And Tzeentch just losing momentum too hard now. They're down to just the Sourguts, the Centaur, and a very wounded Exalted Lord of Change. Everything else is so injured that it's really not going to make too much of a difference. The War Wagons are safe and sound, firing away at the Shrieking Sky Rays. Our healer is alive, and he can get these Demigryph Knights back up to fighting condition. Centaur stuck fighting Spearmen, not ba-da-ba-ba-ba loving it. They're ba-da-ba-ba-ba hating it. Another Final Trance is out. This one undercast, but it is onto both the War Wagons. Considering how low they are, it might be able to take some models off them. 4 models there, 4 models over here. But all the models survive it, which means they can get healed right back up by that Jade Wizard. Centaur's half HP, Shrieking Sky Rays just under half. Exalted Lord of Change still getting poked down, and the Sourguts are holding a last stand. But it does not appear to be the way here for Tzeentch. Chaos Furies summoned. Benjamasaurus, yeah. For sure. I remember in Warhammer 2, War Wagons were a fucking meme, and then they just got, like, their damage went way up, and now they're invincible snipers. They have gotten a little more interactive in the last couple patches, but it's still pretty brutal. Tzeentch's Chaos Fury summon tries one last desperate time to shut down the War Wagons, but they'll get stopped by the Demigryph Knights with halberds until they fade away. We have a bit of kiting here, but I really don't know what Tzeentch can do. Once these Furies are dealt with, the War Wagons will come back up once again. I have an itchy nose. I don't like it. I don't like my nose being itchy. Someone fix it. Franz is trying to land on the Exalted Lord of Change of Metal. If he can get one hit with Gall Miraz on, he might be able to demonic instability this guy, even through his barrier. He misses the charge, and he doesn't have Gall Miraz popped. Centaurs do surround him. This might have been a little overeager from our friend Franz, but he's going to try and get away, and the Centaurs have to peel off because they don't want to deal with the War Wagons that are coming up. Furies, 2 seconds left before they fade away entirely. Goodbye, Furies. And the War Wagons hit the Centaurs, take off their barriers, and they're going to continue to shoot as the Sourguts peel back, but the Empire's playing this slow and steady. They have all the healing in the world. They don't need to care. Another Final Transmission hits the War Wagons. It does hit just one. It is overcast and hits all these infantry, too. That is a really big cast. Okay, okay. Earthblood heals them up. Tries to save models. War Wagons lost 1 model. And that is it. They only have 4 volleys left, 8 volleys on the other one. Sourguts running out of ammunition, too. Sourguts get rear charged by Franz. The Shrieking Sky Rays are diving back in on him, though. That Exalted Lord of Change is getting so low, man. So low. Marauders fighting the Spearmen with shields. Just trying to kill them off. And the Sourguts get a really good volley onto the War Wagons. Yeah, they overextended just a bit here. One of them routes, the other one's on its way over, but still has 5 volleys left and could fire at the Centaurs any moment now. Demigryph Knights with halberds looking to take their shot. And Sourguts set them on fire, so even if they receive healing, it will be late. Shrieking Sky Rays diving in as well. This is a final fight here for Tzeentch, trying to kill these guys. Reichland Runefang gives them insane melee attack stats, but they're going to back off in the face of Franz, who is getting a regrowth. No Earthblood, he canceled it just for Earthblood instead. Shrieking Sky Rays and the Centaurs do catch out the War Wagons, and a Tier 3 army ability of Tzeentch is on all these Imperial forces. Can they be corralled to stay in here, especially that healthy Spearman? That would honestly be pretty nice to take out, and this Greatsword is still walking into it. He starts to veer a little bit, but it is too little too late for him. This is a great Tier 3 army ability from Tzeentch, and they rout off the last War Wagon, and they're routing off the Demigryph Knights, but in comes a regrowth from Franz, and that might tip the balance of power so far against Tzeentch that they just get army lost without much of a fight. They're routing off the Demigryph Knights with halberds. It feels like this last cycle of play has been great for Tzeentch, but the balance of power doesn't seem to care. Franz is going to get a charge in here. He goes after the Centaurs. And he's going to rout them, and as soon as they rout, that should be army losses. There they go. And those army losses. Oh wow, the army losses actually stopped happening. That's kind of crazy. I was already looking over at chat. Result the Lord Change trying to get away. If Franz hits him one time, this game's over. Sour Guts using their last little volley here. As the Shrieking Skyrays right off the Jade Wizard. Sigmar's sons are going to die to fighting the Sour Guts, and Franz does catch up to the Exalted Lord Change. Does he get that hit in that'll end the game? He's struggling. He's struggling. And the Centaurs of Tzeentch are in to help chase stuff off. Shrieking Skyrays lose some armor there, and the Exalted Lord Change does escape Franz. Demigryph Knights shatter. I think the bounce power is a little aggressive. Like, I know it's a full health Franz, but come on, man. Shrieking Skyrays still trying to deal with the Spearmen. If they have their little ability, that little, like, Lamprey's Bite, they could clear those guys out. Really good Searing Doom, actually. Should poke them down a good amount. Maybe get them to rout. But Franz is trying to dive in on the Shrieking Skyrays, get their Demonic Instability to start proccing again. And I guess the game is overly harsh on the Pink Horror Sour Guts because they're fine melee combatants. They're really good as an ROR, but they have no ammo, so the game's like, nah, they're useless now. More stuff is routing as the Empire really tries to just army loss this at some point, but Tzeentch is really desperate to stay in the game there. Exalted Lord of Change misses the Jade Wizard on the charge, knocking him down again. And the Sour Guts need to stop and fight Franz, honestly. They don't need to chase these Spearmen, and they're just going to take rear attacks from Franz over and over again while they delay. I don't know if we have enough Winds of Magic for another Final Transmutation, but it would be pretty huge just to keep the balance of power at bay, and also like guarantee kill the Jade Wizard instead of trying to cycle charge him, which isn't working. Sour Guts need to stop and fight Franz, though. They need to be getting damage back, because right now they're just taking damage, and it's for free. There's half a Spearman around the corner. I mean, yeah, but he's out of the fight. Centaurs shatter off something. Sour Guts need to stop. You need to stop and fight Franz, please. Please. I wonder if Tzeentch is buying time for Final Trans and he's just trying to avoid things. Sour Guts are actually getting barriers back. Franz hasn't attacked them in long enough, and they are killing the Jade Wizard. In come the Centaurs. Looks like they're charging downhill into Franz. The Jade Wizard is officially dead, which should be a good little balance of power spike. And the Exalted Lord Change is trying to stay away, though the Centaurs do terror out on the charge. The Shrieking Skyrays are also in here to poke down Franz a little bit, and the Spearmen do rally. Bounce power shifting so far against Tzeentch. Can they even hold on and fight this out? They're getting good hits onto Franz. Reichel Runefang is up, but he doesn't have any defensive buffs right now. Stand Your Ground seems to be on cooldown, so he is taking full damage, but there go the Shrieking Skyrays, and that might be enough to finally trigger those army losses we've been talking about forever. As he's pushing back the Sour Guts. Centaurs are here once again. They're now immune to terror for the next couple seconds, so they should be able to get a good charge onto Franz, and they probably need to pair it with the Exalted Lord to change the metal. Like, you just have to send it. It looks like he is going for that now before the Spearmen arrive, before anybody arrives. In come the Centaurs. Franz is going to take a big chunk of damage, but if you can hit that Exalted Lord Change, you can end this shit. And Stand Your Ground is here, yeah, giving him even better melee defense stats. That was a key time to throw that down. Centaurs shatter off. Army losses is going to hit. Franz ends up carrying it. Twilight Harbinger, good win to bring XMT back to 1-1. His build seemed to function quite well. His War Wagons did amazing, except for the one that got sniped right away. Demigryph Knights with Halberds did awesome. Franz did pretty well. The other side for Azrael, 2,800 on his Exalted Lord of Change. And then Marauders did okay. Centaurs of Tzeentch mixed. So that is 1-1, and I'm looking for Ronin now. Okay. Ronin versus Zurihan. Bretonia versus Korn. XMT going with Korn. Bold. War Wagons is good. Or the normals. Mortars better. In multiplayer, basic War Wagons are the best, and the mortars are like fine. Alright, sorry. Someone's asking me about the stream specifically. Okay, so focusing up here for XMT, we do have a front line of Chaos Warriors with Halberds, Marauders of Khorne as well. We have Minotaurs of Khorne with Great Weapons, a Skull Crusher, Scarbrand with his buffed up Rampage, and some Chaos Warhounds in the Vanguard. On the side of Bretonnia, we have Peasants, Foot Squires, including the Beast Slayers of Bastone, 3 Archers, more Men-at-Arms Polearms, the Fey Enchantress, and a Grail Relic, and then a Flying Corps, 3 Pegasus Knights, and a Royal Hippogriff Knight. Scarbrand dives into the Foot Squires. And he might rampage the Fey Enchantress. I don't know if she wants to pick this fight. Because she can't opt out or heal while rampaged. Archers firing away at the Minotaurs of Khorne. Skull Crushers charge in, getting a lot of damage onto the Foot Squires. And Scarbrand's going to run over here too. He might cast his rampage soon, but I'm curious why he was holding it so long. There comes the rampage onto the Royal Hippogriff Knights and everything else. He did not go for the Fey Enchantress, which I find surprising, but maybe he just didn't want to over-index on it. Rear charge in for the Minotaurs of Khorne onto the helpless rampaged Royal Hippogriff Knights. 1 second left on that rampage, but it might be all they need. Favor of the Fey is out for those guys, but they're already down to half HP and falling as the Minotaurs and Scarbrand kick their ass. Oh, and the Chalice of Potions deletes the Beast Slayers of Bastone. Some friendly fires the Chaos Warriors with Halberds pull back, drawing the Beast Slayers into it. Fey Enchantress is trying to rain down all this stuff, but Scarbrand is on top of her, and Scarbrand is amazing at killing foot characters. He does so much damage to them that the Fey Enchantress really needs some help here, as the Pegasus Knights don't know what to do. They don't seem to really want to commit to this fight, but they're in it now, as the Minotaurs of Khorne have taken a lot of damage, but so has the Fey Enchantress. She's down to below half HP, and Scarbrand's going to swing again any second now. No, he's backing off for the moment. The Beast Slayers are running away. Foot Squires are also running away. Peasant Bowmen under duress, and Men-at-Arms Polearms moving up to do what they can. But Scarbrand is still chewing through this Bretonnian front line. The Fey Enchantress has to regrowth herself, try and save herself, but she's on foot. She gets knocked over by Scarbrand, meaning her cast is canceled, and he's still trying to swing at her. Can he hit her before that, before the regrowth actually takes effect? Man, he's really trying to kill her. Big shot in. She's getting the regrowth, but there comes a rout. She gets the overcast of regrowth in, and she is not on fire. She's not on fire. Why not? Scarbrand's hitting her. Why wouldn't she be on fire? She's probably immune to contact for some stupid. But Scarbrand is still bodying her ass, and she is routing, so she probably won't be able to heal the rest of her army. And she is dead. Without her, the balance power shifts very far away from Bretonnia, and I definitely agree, as army losses is honestly thinking about coming in here as a cascading effect. All these peasants are starting to rout, and that is GG to the boys. There is no hope for Bretonnia at this point, dude. The Hippogriffs are trying to get out of here from the Skull Crushers and stuff. That's just GG. For Ronin, 2,700 on Scarbrand. Minotaurs overall actually kind of had a bit of a rough one. Skull Crushers too. The Halberds were around fine, but it was the Scarbrand show, baby. For Zurihan, Hippogriff Knights did fine. Pegasus Knights really struggled. Foot Squires did their best. Then the Men-at-Arms Polearms joined the fight, but it was towards the end of the game. GG. So quick game. As we give Ronin his point here. All right, can MTK bring us to a Game 5? I mean, we go to Game 5 anyway, but you know what I mean. A Game 5 that is still impactful? Or will Papa Palpatine have an easy go of it? Let's see. XMT's Mayday versus Urian. If you want Papa Palpatine to have to sweat a little bit, you are rooting for the Vampire Coast. Our first Vampire Coast of the day. Alrighty. For XMT's Mayday, we have triple Chameleon Stalker, who did get some buffs, some Ripperdactyl Riders, Feral Cold Ones, Salamander Hunting Packs, 3 of the Salamander Hunting Packs, and then a front line of Skink Cohorts of Javelins with a Fire Salon on the front line of Flamestorm again and Burning Head. A lot of Flamestorm today, just like so much. On the other side for the Vampire Coast, we have a Zombie front line, some Halberds as well, the Shade Wraith Gunners, and another Deck Gunner, the Lamper's Revenge, some Bombers, some Handguns, a Deathcaster with Fate of Buna and Spirit Leech, and then a Carronade. 2 Depth Guard with Polearms as well. The Carronade is currently shooting at some Skink Cohorts of Javelins. That will not do a lot of damage, but the Shade Wraith Gunners will do a lot. They love killing Skinks. The Deck Gunners are shooting at Skink Cohorts, doing some damage, doing tens of damage. I'm not a fan of the basic Deck Gunners. Shade Wraith Gunners continue to fire in. But in come the Chameleon Stalkers downhill, throwing their little grenades into the depth guard already. The Vampire Coast reacts instantly, ready to go fight these guys. And Lamper's Revenge on the charge will do pretty good damage and might get them moving. But other Chameleon Stalkers run straight into depth guard with polearms, and they're going to get mulched as well. So far, these Chameleon Stalkers not having a good time. The Vampire Coast guns are opening up as the Skinks come closer into range. And the Salamander Hunting Packs, as soon as they're revealed, they get massacred. Pushed away. Instantaneously. Poor Salamanders. Chameleon Stalker flank is also running into some trouble, and the coast is really, really ahead in the start of this game. Now, their front line has already taken significant damage from the Javelins, so they might just fold over like a sock in the wind. And then the Skinks will be pressuring your back line. Maybe the Lizards can turn this around. Lizards also didn't bring healing. They brought, damage. The Ripperdactyls have not joined the fight yet. The Fire Salon has also not joined the fight. So a little bit of a desynced advance here from the Lizardmen. Just a little bit off on their timing. First Flamestorm is out onto the Bombers. And it just murders them. It's entirely a dead unit. But the Skinks are also getting routed. Salamanders are also trying to punish this. And there goes a Burning Head down the line to hit 2 different handguns if it curves in. Curves out a little bit, actually fucking over the Lizardmen on the thing, but now it curves back inwards a little bit to get some redemption fighting the Bombers, and then a banishment onto the handgun mounts. Dude, Slons are insane. Slons are insane. They can cast so much stuff. Ripperdactyls diving in onto these guys. Other Ripperdactyls fighting the Shade Wraith Deck Gunners. But the Depth Guard polearms are here, and they will tear apart the Ripperdactyls pretty easily. So this is a one-way trip for those scary, scary bird things. The other Depth Guard with polearms getting attacked by Blood Statue of Spite. Lizardmen trying to get their Salamanders back into the fray. If there are no Shade Wraith Gunners that can push them off again, the Salamanders could have a pretty good time shooting at these guys. Carronade's trying to help fight, but the Lamper's Revenge need to be reactivated. They need to be sent into the battle, as one Ripperdactyl is already out, a Feral Cold One's almost out. What is the Deathcaster to do? I wonder if he Fate of Buna's his healthy Salamander. That might actually be worth his time. Just kill them off so you know you can't get kited. Shade Wraith Gunners need to find a home and stop and shoot. As the Ripperdactyls dive in, the Lamper's Revenge need to stop this from happening. And the Deathcaster trying to find a little home. Lizardmen proving tenacious, going to tear through this side area. The Vampire Coast actually going to use the Shade Wraith Gunners on their own side to try and get that leadership debuff to really get the Ripperdactyls out of here. Not as worried about the Salamanders just yet. Carronade's trying to take care of them, but in comes a Burning Head and a Flamestorm. In a 4-minute game, he's cast 2 Flamestorms, 2 Burning Heads, and a Banishment. Slon, you're stupid. You're so stupid, Slon. I hate you. I fucking hate you. Fuck Slons. I hate them. They're dumb. They're a dumb unit. Feral Cold Ones are piling in. The Flamestorm has killed off the Shade Wraith Gunners. The Feral Cold Ones should be able to kill off these other Deck Gunners. But a Fate of Buna and a Spirit Leech took out the Salamander Hunting Pack like we were hoping it would do. So there's still 1 Salamander that is in here fighting. We still have the Lamper's Revenge. We still have 2 units of very wounded but alive Depth Guard. And a full health Carronade, though the Carronade's time might be coming to an end. Okay, more Feral Coldens piling in with that armor piercing. It will be good against the Depth Guard of Polearms, and like I said, they're shutting down the Carronade, which is solid. These Chameleon Stalkers are thoroughly in there, swinging with their clubs. Velociraptors also chomp and eat. Depth Guard of Polearms trying to chase down the Slan while the Lizardmen rally around, but I'm actually starting to think the Lizardmen are going to win this. Spirit Leech out onto the Ripperdactyl Riders. We have more zombies fading away. Depth Guard getting close to crumbling. And the Feral Cold Ones are stuck fighting Lamprey's Revenge and stuff. But the Carronade is dying, which will be a really nice balance power boost on the side of the Lizardmen. Another Banishment is out onto the Depth Guard. And how many more Blood Statuettes do you have? Yeah, you have 2 more Blood Statuettes, which means these Depth Guard are just essentially guaranteed dead. Lamprey's Revenge still killing it, though. And this Salamander hunting pack has to be kept safe so that they can kite in the late game against those the Lamprey's Revenge. Carronade is too low without any healing, which the Vampire Coast doesn't have any with them here. Without any healing, they will crumble to their death. Same with these Depth Guards. So if we get a Blood Statue to Spite on that Depth Guard, and then the last Blood Statue to Spite onto the Lamprey's Revenge, then they'll be fine. I think a Burning Head should be able to kill off the Polearms. So Lizardmen... Their only real concern is the Lamprey's Revenge that's left. Actually, you might want to use both Blood Statuettes on them. Those Depth Guard are actually doing worse versus Skinks than I would have thought. Because that's a thing that I have to say. And he is using a Blood Statue. He wants to take him out for good, which, again, isn't a terrible choice. Like, it's fine. Ah, that's brutal. Another Fate of Buna's in onto the Salamander hunting pack. They're already so low in HP that the Fate of Buna will outright kill them, but it saves the Lamprey's Revenge. Make sure that they'll be fine. Last of the Depth Guard are crumbling away as we speak. And the Slan might have a Burning Head in store for this Polearms just to take it out entirely. It's a Flamestorm, actually. A lot of Flamestorm today. Don't know why over Burning Head, but sure, fine, whatever, it works. Kills them. Alright, can the Lizardmen kill a full health Lamprey's Revenge, where we don't know where its healing cap is just yet, and a Vampire Fleet Admiral with pistols with about 3/4 HP, and the only healing they can receive is the Hunger. No, they have no healing. They didn't bring any at all, so they will get whittled over time. But the Lizards don't exactly have a lot left here themselves, and their Slan's magic is useless now. All of his magic is AoE. All he's going to have is this last Blood Statue to Spite to cast on Lamprey's Revenge and call it a day. There it is. Why Lizardmen got so buffed last patch, no one will ever know. No one will ever know. The Skinks trying to surround this area. Shield the Old Ones gives them a damage resistance and leadership, but I think they're just trying to get the leadership low enough on Lamprey's Revenge to get them to start crumbling, and that might help them out a little bit. But they're struggling to get those guys down. -9 leadership, back up to 19, so it is doing fine. And this guy uses his Black Parafit. He's going to Spirit Leech the Fire Slan. And still no healing cap in sight for the Lamprey's Revenge. That is going to be a big problem for the Lizardmen. Feral Cold One's just about to rout. Skinks routing too. I think the Vampire Coast on the backs of these Lamprey's Revenge are going to be fine. Should take us to 2-2. Zeriak the tank, how dare you, sir. A quick Flamestorm is out onto Lamprey's Revenge. Desperate measure. It is doing decent little poke damage, and it sets them on fire, of course, stopping their healing from being as impactful. The Slan is stuck dueling the little Vampire Caster. The Vampire Caster is much better at this, and they even have a Spirit Leaf to back them up if they need it. Army loss is going to hit soon. It was a valiant attempt by Maydave, but Urian brings us to 2-2. 3,300 damage value for the Slan. Salamander hunting packs all got completely massacred. Chameleon Stalkers got close to getting their value back despite not getting where they wanted to get. Feral Cold Ones did fine. Jav Skinks did fine. What up, Sires? Alrighty, Deathcaster 2400, Life Submission Defined, Depth Guard Polearms, mixed value between the two of them, but if you add them together, they did great. Deck Gunners did fine. Handgunners and Bombers got shut down pretty quickly by the Salon, and then Zombies did zombie things. I really have to go to the bathroom, so between Clan War 2 and 3, we will have a brief break, but we'll finish this one out. It's just one game. I can hold on that long, right? All right, checkmark 2, Ryan. Once again, Game 5. I promise I don't plan this. Once again, Game 5 matters. Now, you could have a 5-game series where it's like, these 3 on this side would be correct, and then you know MTK win, and the last game wouldn't matter. But no, both of them so far come down to Game 5 actually being the decider. So let's go. Papa Palpatine versus Eltharian Shades. And I do not want to be a dick here at all, but I'm just going to be honest. Eltharian Shades, good guy. But he is not quite the caliber of player Papa Palpatine is. I do think this is a very big uphill fight. Papa Palpatine is a very, very good player. I wouldn't put Palpatine in the top 5, but like just under it, right? Like Berserk versus Papa Palpatine, I would take Berserk. Blood Penguin versus Papa Palpatine, I'd probably take Blood Penguin. When he's in shape, I think it's different. Like peak Papa Palpatine, oh for sure, he's a top contender. But I don't actually know where he is right now, like warm-up wise. And he's a fucking memer. He keeps kneecapping himself by taking Kazric and stuff. So anyway, my point is, this Papa Palpatine's a much better fucking player than I am. He's a top tier player. And Eltharian Shades is not the cream of the crop. He is not the best of the best. So I think this is an uphill fight. Now, if you think I'm being an asshole about it, I also think I am extremely disfavored against Papa Palpatine. So I'm not just throwing shots at Eltharian Shades to be an asshole. I'm just saying, Palpatine's a scary guy. He's a really scary player. I keep getting Berserk in these tournaments, man. That's a different topic, but man, I keep getting Berserk. God forbid I get a break. I always have to fight these top tier assholes and get my shit kicked in. So Papa Palpatine, Kazric One Eye, Bracian Wild Traderkin, some Centaurs, a Jabber Scythe, a bunch of Ungor Spearman herds, Centaurs of Tzeentch, Centaurs with throwing axes, and then Chaos Warhounds. For the Dark Elves, we have a box, which is pretty interesting. Black Arc Corsair front line, Dread Spears in the back line, triple Dark Shards, the Chill of Sontar, Malice Darkblade, and a Beastcaster with just Flock of Doom. I like the build. Can he pull off the upset? Can he beat a living legend? Unless Papa Palpatine's a zombie. Then he's not living. Then he's an unliving legend. Jabber Scythe is in. Big charge on the Black Arc Corsairs, but he takes a lot of damage from the Dark Shards on the way, and the Chill of Sontar is here ready to fight him, along with Malice. This could be a whoopsie, and a big pick for Eltharian Shades. Sign of Red Ruin is also trying to get in there and get some damage out. Oh, big charges in, though. Down the Black Arc Corsairs. Takes them all down to like half HP and even gets one close to Terror Routing. Another big charge. This is why he's the best. Look at him go. He's so good at Beastman. Really knows how to pilot this Jabber Scythe. He's great at breaking boxes, too. He sends me a lot of replays of breaking boxes. Traderkin Overcast onto all of the single entities while the Centaurs of Tzeentch and the Jabber Scythe charge through these guys. The Dark Elf box is getting torn apart just at the best possible level, man. He's so good. He's so good! I'm jealous. I'm jealous, because I know I've been playing this game for 5 years, man. If I'm not this good now, I'll never be this good. There he goes, tearing through these guys. Routes are taking some of the Dark Shards. Soon the Dark Elves will be down to just their single entities. It's so brutal. What can he do? His ankles are getting broken all over the map, man. Alright, he's piling through them. The Dark Elves are in mass exodus. A Whale of Malice is out from this spooky, scary lady. And the Jabber Scythe might have yeed his last haw. Looks like he is going to die here. But Kazric and all these Centaurs should be more than up to the task of chasing off everything from the Dark Elves that has routed. And then they can come back to deal with the single entities. Now, maybe the single entities might prove to be too much. We do have a very, very strong healing Chill of Sontar, healing Malice Darkblade. Those will both be fine. Pop Palpatine is amazing. Cycle charging with Jabber is not a special skill, however. No, that's true, but like he's also doing everything else, right? It's not like his army is sitting AFK while his Jabber goes in there. He timed it right with his Jabber Scythe coming in and charging through multiple Black Orc Corsairs as the front line was hitting, so that their charge defense, well, not even charge defense, but just their positioning was broken. And then he charged the Dark Shards. Like, it's not like his whole army's AFK while he's doing that, which is just good. It's solid. It's nice. Ungor Spearman herds just kind of getting in here. And without the Jabber Scythe, the Dread Spears will be much more resilient than anything else we've seen so far this game. They'll hold on. Another Traderkin is out. Is it Overcast? Is it going to hit both? Yep, it is. It's both Malice and the Chill of Sontar. And Kazric is going to have to actually perform like a chariot if the Beastmen are going to clear out these Dread Spears, because their Ungor Spearman herds aren't going to do it. Scion of Red Rune gets rear charged by Centaurs, who take a bit of friendly fire from a throwing axe volley. They'll need to do some apologies after that, but Spearman plus the Centaurs of Zinch are tearing apart the Chill of Sontar right now. He hasn't procced his big Hydra healing. That'll take him right back to his heal cap. The Centaurs are chasing off everything in distance. Once again, the Beastmen are up in the balance of power as the Flock of Doomcaster is getting chased off, and Kazric is trying to route some of these Dread Spears. There's a big heal from the Chill of Sontar. One of many. And our Trader King caster, we're going to have to hope that he has a lot more Winds of Magic left in him. Oh wait, that's not his value. There you go. 2,300 and climbing. Healing Cap has appeared for the Chill of Sontar. It's not here for Malice human form, though we all know he has a second health bar behind him. Alright, Synthcore's doing well. And a Traderkin would break this formation right now, because it would get rid of the Chill of Sontar, and then a chain route would happen throughout these Dread Spears. So I wonder, he would use it if it was off cooldown. He's even using the Jagged Dagger for some extra power recharge, and Kazric is charging through. There is the Traderkin that might just end this game, unless Malice transforms into Dazarkan to keep the balance of power nice and high. I could see a chain route from the Dark Elves taking army losses before he gets to transform, so we'll have to watch that. He is trying to get the most out of Malice before transforming him, but you have to be careful about being a little over-greedy with that, as the Chill of Sontar is thinking about routing. It's at 6 leadership for now, and it is falling. Malice is getting too low as well. He's got to transform if he's going to do it. The balance power is fading, and there goes army losses. He hasn't started transforming, so it is too late. He can't transform after army losses have started. He doesn't have enough time. And that was just good. That was actually a really good game by Eltharian Shades. He was very responsive. He had good engagements for his stuff. His single entities got some good engagements going. So, like, he played well, but I don't know. When you're in a box formation, you do have less agency, so I'm going to talk more about what Palpatine's doing rather than, like, yeah, the Dread Spears are standing there and hitting things. But the Trader King caster on the tightly clumped up single entity box, 3,000 value for that. Jabber Scythe 1,200, but it broke a bunch of the Dark Elf lines. And then the Centaurs chasing everything off and using the throwing axes to great effect. It's good stuff there for Eltharian Shades. Chill of Sontar got a little bit of value. Sign of Red Ruin got really good value. Dark Shard shut down instantly. Dread Spears did fine. Black Dark Corsairs got rolled, though. Papa played great? Yeah, dude. If he plays like that all the time, then he's a top 5 player again in my mind. I just need to see more consistency out of him, because the last couple times I cast him, he was coming out of a long break, so he was a bit rusty. So he just wasn't. He's always been good, but top 5 player good is different, right? Like Alfredino, Berserk, Blood Penguin, Raced, Segos. You gotta play real good to be up there with those guys. So that'll be XMT moving on to the next round here. Well fought by MTK2. You are succeeded by MTK1. They're still in this. They're fighting RTK2 as we speak. But XMT will go on to fight NC1. And yeah, we have one more best of 5 to cast today. I really do have to take a minor bathroom break. So for hype purposes, I'll take you back to the Photoshop. We'll get you on that screen so you can see it. And here we go. This is what's coming up. And speaking of Blood Penguin and Berserk, they are on this squad. Blood Penguin, Berserk, Leopard, CJ, and Bwags, the mercenary team. All of these are clanless, except Leopard's part of LP, and they didn't have enough to field a team. Berserk's part of VM. They didn't have enough active players to field a team either. And Bwag's recently joined NC, very, very recently, but as of this event, he was not in it. So back then, he was on the Mercenary team. On the other side, Hard Rust Warrior, Loopy, Razel, Alfredino, and Segos. So actually, dude, look at that. I just listed top 5 players, right? Out of the top 5 players I just listed, 4 of them are here. Blood Penguin, Berserk, Alfredino, and Segos. I am ready for some great games, but I have to go to the bathroom and cry a little bit. Because also, my hands are shaking because I haven't had lunch. It's like 5 p.m. here. So I'm going to grab a snack. 1 second. All right, I'm back. I'm back. Let's go. Last one of the day. I'm looking for Hard Rust versus Blood Penguin, huh? There we go. Okay, you know Blood Penguin's trying hard when he takes Bretonia. He used to be a Bretonian main, and I think he still is, but he doesn't like to play them as much now that they're broken and overpowered, because he doesn't usually like to play overpowered factions. But, yeah. Would you put Tim the Wilder in top 10? Top 10, yes. Top 10, yes. Top 5, I don't know. I don't know. I'd have to see more of his games. And this is different than Domination, right? I was talking top 5 land battles, obviously. Top 5 Domination. I don't know the meta well enough to know who really is top 5, but like I know Berserk is still really good in that. But like Houseplant and Tim the Wilder, I think RTK in general just dominate. Well, not to use the same word twice, but dominates Domination. So I'm pretty sure the top 5 would be a lot of them. All right, for the builds, we do have some Knights of the Realm charging out against Skink Cohorts to get a little bit of free damage. Then a Blitz Thatcher to fight back at them. So for Bretonia, with Knights of the Realm, Grail Knights, more Knights of the Realm, Lewin, a whole bunch of Peasants and some Spearmen at Arms, Pegasus Knights, a Life Caster with Earthblood and Regrowth, and a Field Trebuchet. On the Lizards, it is the Skink Tide, plus a bunch of Cold One Riders. Not just Feral Cold Ones, Cold One Riders. Classdown Huntress, Salon Mage Priest of Life, and then a regular Feral Dread Saurian. Feral Cold One's almost going to get rampaged from that Trebuchet, might force them into a bad situation. The archers are firing away at the Skink Cohorts and these other Feral Cold Ones as the Cold One Riders start to move in. And that regular old Feral Dread Saurian coming in. Doesn't have the machine guns on his back like the Shredder does. Man, the Lizards are taking a lot of damage on this charge. Oh, Skink Cohort is pushed off. Feral Cold One's going to go too. I feel like Bretonia is slapping right now. Here's a lot of Lizardman assets, though. They've overloaded this flank. They have 2 Cold One Riders over here. Clawson Hunters, Sacred Crocscore ROR, so a lot of their stuff is on this flank. I wonder if the Grail Knights will come over here, or if Bretonia's just going to let them have it and continue to do other stuff. The front line of Lizardmen is falling apart completely as Bretonia has been cycle charging through them quite effectively. And we can see that Blood Penguin hasn't lost a step. He's still clearly very good at Bretonia. The Field Trebuchet is left to its own devices. Feral Cold Ones and Golden Rider's going to kill him. It was probably brought for a Temple Guard box, and seeing that there isn't one, I think Blood Penguin's fine just letting it die. Doesn't really have much use for it. He's going to keep sniping out Cold One Riders with Grail Knights and and the regular Pegasus Knights. More happy to do that. And Slaan's Bound Banishment comes out to hurt some of these peasants. And unfortunately goes into the Cold One Riders a little bit, does some friendly fire damage as the Dread Saurian continues to rip through these guys. Terror Route comes in for those archers. Bretonia is up on the bounce of power, I would definitely agree. Oof, look at the Colossus Hunters get massacred. Toad Rage rampages them, keeps them in the fight, but an Overcast Regrowth attempts to save them. Lewin dives over, though. He wants to hurt these guys so much before the Regrowth actually bails them out of this situation. Looks like he'll get his wish. As the Grail Knights get their own Regrowth. Damn. Liz is getting slapped right now by Bretonia. They still have a very healthy Feral Dread Saurian. That's 2,300 gold of monster running around, right? But they've lost a ton of cavalry. Their Cold Ones are all looking pretty beat up, except for this Feral Cold One right here. Their Ripperdactyls just got wrecked. Their Sacred Crocscores aren't. I mean, they're at like half HP. Where are the Grail Knights? Grail Knights taking some damage here. They're not enjoying being dazed. They're still getting healed up. They're 38 out of 48 models. I think they need to try and back off. Get their charge bonus back, because their heal cap's already in sight, but I guess they're just winning it in the fight anyway. Golden Riders and Sacred Crocscores still taking a lot of damage. Oof. Big pick I didn't even notice was happening is the Feral Dread Saurian finishes off the Lifecaster, getting her to rout. I don't know if the Lizardman can have enough mobility presence to actually, like, keep her routing, but still, it's good. Grail Knights and Knights of the Realm so close to finishing the Lizardmen off and getting them out of here. These Golden Riders are still at 5 leadership while they're under 500 HP. Terror out in from Lewin, takes out 4 units, gets them all running away, which then the Bretonians can force their time to chase those guys down. Grail Knights are getting awfully low, though. Do Bretonia have enough left in the tank to kill the Dread Saurian? I guess they have a bunch of, ITP Halberds because of the Grail Relic here, and the Dread Saurian's leadership's actually tanking. It's at full HP, but it's thinking about running away. Grail Knights trying to help Lewin take out the Feral Cold Ones, and Pegasus Knights are in to help as well, chasing out the Clawson Hunters and all those things. So Bretonia needs to focus down on these Lizardmen, and they have to somehow get their Lifecaster, who, even though she's been routing and is outside their control, has just been standing next to Slann and the Dread Saurian, taking so much damage that she can't get to safety. Grail Knights are back in to charge the Feral Dread Saurian. It looks like this lady's actually going to die. This Slann might just kill her. So Bretonia needs to get her back somehow. They really need her healing. She's trying to get away. Slann kills her, though. That was unfortunate. I have no idea how she got stuck in this fight for so long when she was surrounded by her own troops. That was weird. Slann keeps pushing the lady back into melee, I guess. So balance of power shifting back and forth a little bit. We'll see what ends up happening with it. The Slann and the Shredder are still stuck fighting on spears and halberds of the enemy. Lewin is still getting some charges in. We still have Pegasus Knights, we still have Grail Knights and Knights of the Realm, but just none of them get any healing, so time is not on Bretonia's side. The Feral Dread Saurian is trying to deal with Lewin and is losing that fight with 53 melee defense. His 50 melee defense, with 53 melee attack, his 50 melee defense is holding just fine. Grail Knights think about recharging, then back off. Cold Blood is the only thing keeping it in this fight, as his leadership is lower than the Cold Blooded buff. And now it all of a sudden gets a lot of leadership back. Knight's still chasing a lot of stuff off. The Grail Knights are going to surround the Slann Mage Priest of Life. And there goes the Dread Saurian. I think you are correct, chat. I think Bretonia has enough to just clutch this out regardless. Dread Saurian's cold-blooded has worn off. And then it's GG. For Blood Penguin, Lewin did fine. Grail Knights, 2,900 value. Pegasus Knights and Knights of the Realm also did very well. Treb did okay, and then he just left it to die because he couldn't defend it at the moment. Spearmen at arms, men at arms, pole arms did really well, and peasant bowmen did fine. For Hardress Warrior, his Slan 1800 value, his Feral Dread Saurian 1700. Colossus Hunters and the Cohort of Waddle having some issues. Cold One Riders mixed overall. Feral Cold Ones did fine-ish, and Skinks got rolled. GG. Brett, a mid-tier faction confirmed. I know y'all trolling, but Brett's still insane. Even if you limit them to one Grail, they're amazing. Now, they're not the best faction in the game. I think Kislev is. With no limitations, I still think Kislev would be better. But yeah, Brett's still super good, man. Alright, first up goes to the Mercenaries, Blood Penguin. On to Berserk versus Loopy. I might have to use my fast forward button. We'll see. It is Dwarf Hero Hammer versus Nurgle, so this might be a longer one. You think Skaven are S tier? Oh, okay. You're allowed to be wrong. Okay, it's fine. You guys can all be wrong. It's alright. Skaven are S tier, which is why we haven't seen them at all today. Alright, for Loopy and ODM, to try and even it back to 1-1, we have 4 Gyrocopters of Brimstone Guns, a Master Engineer, probably for his restock to give the Gyrocopters more ammo, Thoric Ironbrow, and Gotrek. Then the Warriors of Dragonfire Pass with other Dwarf Warriors, a couple Rangers, some Miners of Blasting Chargers, and that is it. For the side of Nurgle, we have a front line of Nurglings, double Soul Grinder, Marauders and Plague Bearers and Plague Toads. We do have a Chaos Sorcerer of Nurgle with Miasma Pestilence, Festry Abundance, and Stream of Corruption, some Chaos Furies, and some dogs. 4 dogs. Don't you dare fast forward to your game? I will if nothing's happening. They got global banned all the time, Hummus? Oh, it's so true, dude. So true. Gyrocopters are going to shoot at the Soul Grinders of Nurgle, and Nurgle has nothing to stop this from happening. They have 1 Chaos Fury that's going to try and help. But the Chaos Fury might be overextending a little bit here. It's going to fall back away from the Rangers. But yeah, the Gyrocopters are uncontested. Soul Grinders can't damage them at all. So as long as they kill that 1 Fury, then they're completely free to do whatever they want. Rangers firing back at the dogs. The dogs are just going to fall away for a little bit. ×2 speed. Those Gyrocopters shoot at Soul Grinders. Bop, bop. Bop, bop. Bop, bop. 1 Soul Grinder already down to half HP. I wonder if they'll even bother with Fleshy Abundance. I would say you could just to lower the ammunition of the Gyrocopters, but with 4 restocks, they're going to be fine. Oh, God. 4 Gyrocopters with restock ready for them. And Nurgle didn't bring very much air pressure. That's a whoop. That's a whoops. Is Gotrek's heal fart still glitched? In some ways, yes. In other ways, no. It still can kill his allies if they're too close to him when he pops it, but it actually like works now. It actually heals him now. Rangers get hit with a Stream of Corruption, but the Chaos Furies of Nurgle are already down to half HP. The Soul Grinders aren't looking so hot either. Looks like the Chaos Fury is getting shot by the Gyrocopter's Brimstone Guns. Loopy's just trying to kill him so that he can get his airspeed already and not even bother with dodging. Their leadership gets too low, they demonic instability crumble, and now the Gyrocopters are free and clear. Soul Grinders continue to be harried, and a Rune of Wrath and Ruin is cast onto the Plague Bearers. Just getting a little bit of damage out. But nothing matters. The Dwarves can just get down to Hero Hammer, and then their Gyrocopters can carry for them. Soul Grinders are missing their shots onto the Rangers while they get sniped out. They're even getting staggered off and on. This appears to be a done affair. Rune of Doom gives the Warriors Dragonfire Pass even more melee attack. And there's an overcasted Fleshy Abundance trying to heal these guys up. They are on fire. So once again, that healing is cut in half. The Dwarves pursuing the Soul Grinders and Nurgle. They really want to keep them on fire. so that they get less and less of that healing. But that one is getting away. Now he's on fire again. They also get a fecundity. He is really trying to heal them up and tax the ammunition of these gyrocopters as best he can, which is fair. Elsewhere, Flash Bomb is popped on the Chaos Warhounds with poison as they fight the Ekron's miners. A little bit of a blasting charge throw previously. Nurglings are about to demonic instability crumble while the dogs are starting to rout. And the Master Engineer is back here shooting his little shotgun at the Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Nurgle while the gyrocopters continue to chase down the Soul Grinders. Heal cap is in sight for one, the other one no idea where it is. One flyer versus dwarves feels like a huge mistake. Yes, it is. Big shots in from the Soul Grinder, maybe the first thing going Nurgle's way this game, as the gyrocopters once again unleash their ire upon the Soul Grinders, and they are, to be fair, running low on ammunition. How many restocks do we still have? All 4. He hasn't used any restocks so far. So these gyrocopters just au naturel. Plague Bearers fighting with Thoric and the boys. Plague Bearers will do very well in melee, if they can actually get there, which they did this game. Nurgle's falling back. Low HP on these Soul Grinders. Rangers firing away at the Plague Toads a little bit. And the Soul Grinders miss every shot on those Dwarf Warriors. They've actually used a good amount of their ammunition for 283 value. He's used 2/3 of his ammo. This one gets 260 value for using half his ammo. I like Soul Grinders and Nurgle. They're good units. No, they're not. Well, in my opinion, they're not. I know some people disagree with me on that one, but I actually think Soul Grinders and Nurgle are fucking dog shit. Does Nurgle need them? Yes, but I also think that compared to other things that do what they do, they're not nearly as good. One Soul Grinder is gone. We did get one of our restocks in for this gyrocopter. Loopy has to be careful not to go into melee. There we go. His gyrocopter ran out of ammo, so it was thinking about going into melee, which would be a big mistake. Looks like Nurgle is trying to snipe out this engineer so that they can at least stop the restocks from coming in. More Plague Bearers falling away. This gyrocopter is now just using some of its bombing runs on the dogs. And the dwarves on the ground are not having a good time. They're like mostly dead, but the Hero Hammer is completely fine. The gyrocopters are still just shooting stuff. Rune of Wrath and Ruin onto a big old clump. Nice damage. Or is Dragonfire Pass going to kill those dogs in short order? The Soul Grinder falls back. But do you even care about the Soul Grinder? You have hardly anything left for it to shoot. So far, gyrocopters don't have attack orders onto that Soul Grinder. 2 of their gyrocopters are out of ammunition. This one gets a restock. They don't have attack orders onto this Soul Grinder. They're pathing past it. They don't want to hit the trees, I guess. More bombing runs from the gyros. Trying to get those Nurglings to start demonic instability. Soul Grinders just run around the forest trying to stay safe. I wonder if at that point you just have your gyrocopters go fight the Sorcerer Lord. Because Gotrek's still trying to kill him. Sorcerer Lord heals a lot, so you could get him to his heal cap pretty quickly. More Nurglings, demonic instability crumbling away. Dogs thinking about routing, and the little engineer firing his shotgun away as the Fleshy Abundance comes in, but that Soul Grinder is again on fire, taking big damage as he tries to heal up. The gyrocopters are going to rear charge dogs, trying to rout them off. Fleshy Abundance still getting cast here. Might take him to his heal cap, honestly. We have some Plague Bears, we have some Plague Toads routing off Dwarf Warriors. Another Dwarf Warrior is going to rout from Berserk. And Gotrek is down to half HP. Can Nurgle actually do this? I don't know. How many restocks do you have left? 2 or 1? 1. You're running low on ammo, my guy. Nurgling's demonic instability crumble away from Gotrek. Soulgrinder is about heal capped, but the gyros aren't looking too good on ammunition. Like I said, they only have 1 restock left. Looks like they're going to try and start sniping out the Chaos Sorcerer Lord Nurgle, get him nice and low. And Flash Bomb is out for the Plague Bears as they fight Gotrek. Three shots and 0 shots for these gyros. So we have 2 volleys and 3 volleys with 1 restock left. And Nurgle is actually climbing on the balance of power as a big old stream of corruption goes up the side as the Plague Toads charge in, but a Rune of Doom is out, giving them more leadership in the form of Cause Fear, plus more melee attack as well. Soulgrinder still dodging and juking as best he can. Gyrocopter gets the last restock. That is it. They have 7 volleys between them, is all the Gyrocopters have in this game. The Soulgrinder is getting really close to Demonic Instability Crumble, but he gets a Fecundity to heal himself up. Plague Toads are out, but the Dwarf Warriors might be soon to follow. The Soulgrinder is still taking little bits of poke here and there from the Gyrocopters. Soon, that is it. 3 Gyrocopters are now just glorified flying metal dogs. They do not have any ammo left, no restocks either. 3 volleys left on this other one as it desperately tries to kill the Soulgrinder. And Nurgle is routing off all the Dwarf Warriors. Can they kill the Hero Hammer? Gotrek's not looking too hot either. Soulgrinder starts Demonic Instability crumbling at last. 2 volleys left on the Gyrocopter. And they turn around. They're going to use it on the Chaos Sorcerer Lord Nurgle, whose heal cap is in sight. No, they're still shooting at the Soulgrinder, even though it's Demonic Instability crumbling. A bit of a whoopsie there. Not that 2 Gyrocopter shots are really going to matter, but anything helps in the late game. Gyrocopter, last shots. They are all now out of ammo. As the Chaos Sorcerer Lord dives in onto Thoric and Gotrek. Getting what damage it can out, and then it's going to retreat. As the dogs also pile in. Plague Bear is pushing away. Marauders of Great Weapons fighting the Master Engineer. It looks like the Chaos Sorcerer Lord Nurgle is going to run up here and deal with this as well. Gyrocopters dropping their bombs onto the Nurglings. Master Engineer might die soon. Master Engineer taking big damage from the Chaos Sorcerer Lord. Bounce power is holding steady. Gotrek's getting really, really low. Something's happening here. Oh, we cast too close to Thoric, that's it. I saw Fleshy Abundance getting cast. It's onto the Plague Bearers. I actually like that a lot. Because Plague Bearers are tanky sons of bitches, especially if you give them a Fleshy Abundance. Flash Bomb slowing down this Sorcerer Lord as he tries to get away here, but a big oof. Oh no! The bomb sets them on fire too, so they heal less and took all that damage. Another charge into the Master Engineer. And Nurglings are fading away. Gotrek's down to 500 HP. Does his heal proc or does it not? 400 and falling. Rune of Doom is out. Gotrek takes a downhill charge from the Chaos Sorcerer Lord, but he withstands it. He blocks it with his high melee defense. And a shotgun shot to the back reminds the Chaos Sorcerer Lord, who is really important. He goes back for the Master Engineer again. Plague Bears continue to try and kill Gotrek off. If he gets his heal, this game is over in the Dwarf's favor. If he doesn't, I could see Nurgle maybe cycle charging his way to victory. But that Master Rune of Slowness plus the Flash Bomb, like off and on, this guy's having such issues getting away here. As Gotrek is back after him. The Plague Bearers need some healing if there's any that can be given to them at all. The Sorcerer Lord just can't get away from Gotrek, man. He's down to 31 speed due to that Master Rune of Slowness. He's just trying to get out of here. There's nothing else left for Nurgle. It's just these Plague Bears and the Chaos Sorcerer Lord. Master Engineer's getting messed up right now. Gyrocopter's thinking about rejoining the fight. Is there any healing for the Plague Bears? Chaos Sorcerer Lord still charging around. Gotrek's getting hit. If he heals, this game is over. 200 HP on him. I feel like it would have procced by now if he was going to heal, so I don't think he's going to. I think he's just going to die au natural style. Yeah, he already actually used his Heroic Fortitude. The heal already went off. Plague Bearers looking like they're going to Demonic Instability crumble any second here. They almost kill Gotrek, but Demonic Instability comes for us all. Gotrek actually stays the course. Fighting to the very end, that will be GG. There's no hope for Nurgle with just the Chaos Sorcerer Lord. Gotrek actually lives to see the end. For Loopy, Gotrek 1550 value. Master Engineer gave a ton of ammo. So the gyrocopters, these gyrocopters, what are they, like 800 gold, 900 gold, maybe less? I don't know. I think they're like 800, 900. They all got almost double their value, man. That's insane. Because they were just uncontested in this guy with all those restocks. Dwarf Warriors held forever. Blasting Chargers got rolled. Rangers got rolled. For Berserk, tried his ass off. It wasn't enough. The Soul Grinders completely failed him. Even though they were getting sniped, they still used a lot of their ammo and got nothing done with it because Soul Grinders are bad. Marauders, Plague Bearers did okay. Dogs honestly got really good value considering how tough it was to find a target for them. So GG. That is a win for ODM. Now we find Razel versus Leopard. 3 games left in the stream today. Leopard on his High Elves versus Razel on his beloved, precious, perfect Beastman. Another great Beastman player. Let's go Razel. I kind of put Palpatine and Razel in that same tier of like when they're playing and when they're practiced, they're a top 5 player in the world, but I don't know how much Razel's been honestly playing recently. He's kind of like soft retired several times here, and he just comes back for like faction wars and shit. All right, for Leopard, we have 2 Illyrian Reaver Archers, 2 Illyrian Reavers. We have some Lothern Sea Guard, Spearmen, Silverin Guard in the front line, and 2 Warlions of Krace with an Archmage of Life with only Earthblood on her Moon Dragon. On the other side, we have an Incarnate Elemental Beasts post-nerf, Malagor Dark Omen with Doom and Darkness and Pendulum. And then some Centaurs of Tzeentch, Ungor Spearman Herd, Centaurs with Throwing Axes, and more Centaurs. It is Centaur City over here. How are High Elves these days? Very good, very good. I don't think they're top tier, but they're B or A, depending on who you talk to. B or A. They're not bad. Alright, the Beastmen are advancing. They're Ungor Spearman Herds and Ungor Herds, ready to take all of the damage, and Warlions go plowing out to take down these Spearman Herds off in the distance, but they will get isolated and fought by the Centaurs with great weapons. Nope, they're actually going to fall back in time to the Spearmen and Illyrian Reavers peeling for them, so that should actually be a good engagement for the High Elves overall. More Centaurs are moving on, and I haven't seen a Pendulum just yet from Malagor. As the Illyrian Reavers take a fight with these Centaurs. The Centaurs should eventually win it, but the armor piercing of the Centaurs of Tzeentch is unfortunately going to be wasted. In comes the first Pendulum. The High Elves cannot dodge in time. Pretty nice damage there, and the High Elves have routed off some Ungor Herds already, but there's a lot more Beastmen besides. Beastmen brought 1,600 troops. Centaurs with Throwing Axes peel off the Archmage of Life, but the High Elf front line is winning, and the High Elf backline seems to be holding its own, so overall, High Elf's feeling pretty good about the start of this game. Now some of the Centaurs are punching through as Spearmen try and catch up to them. A lot of the Sea Guards still firing at the Centaurs, but they will find themselves under attack. More Centaurs finding their ways through other places. Illyrian Reaver Archers getting charged by more Centaurs, refreshing that charge bonus, and Malagor is going to dive in behind them. I wouldn't be shocked to see an overcast of Doom and Darkness here just to get these guys to rout. We'll see. A lot of Sea Guard firing at the Centaurs Throwing Axes. Spearman and Silver Guard front line that did so well is starting to come back here to help with all these Centaurs. Looks like we're lining up for a breath attack onto 2 clumped up Centaurs. Good damage onto the ones with great weapons. And another Pendulum is out, doing some nice little damage there. Incarnate Elemental Beast seems to have tired of fighting Silver Guard. And the High Elf Spearmen are back here, helping to peel, killing off some stuff. Terror routes from the Lifecaster. And Centaurs might be too fast for their own good. They might run themselves off the edge of the map without rallying, but it looks like they are going to rally just in time as some Throwing Axes are getting big damage onto the Earthblood Caster. But more Spears and more Warlions of Krace trying to peel these guys off the backfield here. So the High Elves going to take a fight in this forest that they hope is in their better interest. Meanwhile, Centaurs and the Incarnate Elemental Beasts are going to rout off some of these Lothern Sea Guard and such. Sorry, I was reading chat for a second, so I wasn't talking too much. Centaurs are great weapons about to rout as these Illyrian Reavers and Illyrian Archers team up on them. The Dragon Lord with her Spearman support should also rout off these other Centaurs. and that is going well. What is not going well for the High Elves is the low ground fight. Lots of Lathan Sea Guard are routing. I think all of them are, except for this one right here that is currently in melee. We still have some Silver Guard wandering around trying to find a fight that they are very much equipped for. They are ready to fight anything on this battlefield, and the Earthblood Caster is still trying to heal up. For the Beastmen, their Centaurs have taken a lot of damage. They're so have their Ungors, but their Incarnate and Malagor are both very healthy. Though I do think the balance of power is a little overzealous right now, being this far in the Beastmen's favor. I feel like the High Elves are doing okay. Big pick here. Illyrian Reaver Archers plus these Spearmen plus the terror-causing Dragon Lord should terror out these Centaurs throwing axes straight off the battlefield. Silver Guard on the low ground, just going to grind to the end of days. They don't care. They'll fight anything to the death. There go the Centaurs. High Elves should be coming back down to fight for a little bit. Silver Guard need to attack Centaurs or the Incarnate Elemental Beast. The Ungor herds will die on their own, pretty much. And Howl of the Great Beast, is it paired with the Doom and Darkness? No, it's just enough to get rid of them on their own. I wonder if a Doom and Darkness get cast up there. Just get these Silver Guard to rout. Because once they rout, the Beastmen should be able to walk them off the battlefield. That should do it. A rear charge in from a terrifying monster should get rid of these Silver Guard. Those are some pretty big wins for the Beastmen, getting those Silver Guard to rout. For the High Elves, we still have two very healthy regular Spearmen, and then a super healthy Dragon Lord. For the Beastmen, what I'm concerned about is their damage that is left is very spread out amongst a lot of damage things. So their leadership could be a problem. The Incarnate is still very healthy, and Malagor is very healthy, but they don't really want to sit and fight with spears. Breath Attack is in onto the Centaurs with throwing axes, getting a little bit of poke damage onto those guys. Illyrian Reaver Archers are firing out at the Beastmen to try and punish them for stalling. The High Elves are more okay stalling. They can just heal up, use Earthblood and stuff. These games have been really good to watch. Yeah, there's a lot of good ones. They've been pretty good. I thought the Nurgle Dwarf game was going to suck, but Berserk actually managed to delay super hard, so Loopy used all of his ammo, and then he still had some stuff. It got close. It wasn't like super close, but it was closer than I thought. Looking at the builds, I thought Loopy was just going to instantly smash it. Alright, the Dragon Lord lands, but the Incarnate is making her regret that instantaneously. She's trying to get a terror route going, but she's getting murdered by that Incarnate. If she routes, this is over. That was overzealous from the High Elves here. It looks like they're going to pay for it dearly. Archmage's trying to get back up into the sky. And Leopard is trying to hold for now. Doom and Darkness onto the Warlions of Christ to try and get rid of him. The Centaurs are also taking a lot of damage. And the Beastmen are having a mass exodus. Can these Illyrian Reavers and Warlions get out there and clean some stuff up? The Doom and Darkness takes out the Warlions, but the Illyrian Reavers are busy fighting the Centaurs. They need help from the Lifecaster. It looks like she's coming over. But maybe the Incarnate sees this too. Lifecaster uses an Earthblood here without her herself being in it. Huge breath attack onto the Centaurs with throwing axes. Should get them routing. And Malagor could be the next target as the Dragon Lord lands on him. Some Spearmen fighting alongside her, but she misses both charge attacks in a tragedy of bad RNG. She does not get any damage onto Malagor as the Incarnate Elemental Beast is coming back here to have something to say about it. And we know exactly how that conversation went last time the Archmage was involved with him. She stays for too long. She's going to regret this as he comes in, claws her right in the face, and Centaurs throwing axes setting up to maybe even flank her and keep her in range of that Incarnate. There they go. They're charging in. They just want to hold her as another attack's going to come in. It's going to hit for sure. Wow, it misses literally. How? You got a rear charge bonus, all that stuff you still missed? There we go. Big attack. That should be army losses as this Incarnate, even though he lost his bonus versus large, even though he lost all that stuff, he still can fuck up a Dragon Lord if he gets the chance. All right, for Leopard, it was a good game. He played real solid, but Razel had that clutch in the late game. And the Lifecaster just overextended and got beat down. For Razel, Incarnate Elemental Beast did very well. The Centaurs mixed damage throughout. Like, some did great, some got wrecked, but there were so many of them, and overall they got their value. The Ungors were just around to be annoying. That is GG there. So Razel gets ODM to a 2-1 lead. And now a very, very tough game. As CJ, a relatively new player to our scene, I believe he's been playing quick battles for a long time, but a relatively new player to our scene has to fight Alfredino, the best player in the scene right now, if not Berserk. That is an uphill battle. We'll see what matchup he got. We have Marcus Wolfhart in the Empire versus the Vampire Coast. If he loses, Game 5 does not matter, as ODM is already up to a 2-1 lead right now. All right, for Alfredino and the Vampire Coast, we do have some Scurvy Dogs on the flank. More Scurvy Dogs in the backfield. 2 Mortars, Lamprey's Revenge, some handgun mobs, more handgun mobs, 5 handgun mobs total, a front line of zombies, some animated hulks, and Count Noctilus with Wraithstorm, his summon, and Negation to back. You thought Pigman was the best player on the scene? No. He was only in the Chieftain playoffs. He wasn't even in Gracier playoffs. All right. For CJ, Complex Slayer, we have Silver Bullets, a whole bunch of Huntsmen, including the White Wolves. We have 2 Great Cannons. Marcus Wolfhart with his net, and then the Amber Bow. Bright Wizard with Flamestorm and Burning Head, and then a bunch of Empire Knights. Spearman frontline. Pigman OP. If Pigman was OP, be in the Gracier finals. Not Chieftain. Hell, even I was in the Gracier finals, and I suck ass. And I had to fight Berserk round 1, and I lost, because Berserk is good, and I hate fighting him in every fucking tournament. Lamprey's Revenge charging into what looks like their death as they get shredded on the charge. But the dogs are sneaking through the front line from Alfredino. Good counter charge here from Complex Slayer. As they start to fall back, if the Knights get a good charge on those dogs, they'll do so much damage. They're charging into the zombies now. Animated Hulk's taking a lot of damage on the way in. Lamprey's Revenge getting massacred. Oh, that is such an expensive unit to lose this early on. Another summon is out from Count Noctilus. He does take a bit of damage from doing something. Lamprey's Revenge are actually crumbling already, so a really good start here for the Empire. Handguns are just now getting into range, and mortars are off in the distance firing freely. As Marcus Wolfhart might have to take the fight to Noctilus. Looks like he's trying to fall back, but he's falling back into a summon, so he is stuck here, unfortunately for him. Lamprey's Revenge are gone entirely. And there comes a Burning Head down the line. It should hit maybe 4 zombies. As it goes through that one, good dodge from Alfredino, but the Burning Head chases him, curving into him, and dogs get back onto the Huntsman wall. Empire Knights are busy on the backline chasing off other dogs. The Burning Head barely touches the other handgunner, but it's not going to get as much damage as they would have hoped. Animated Hulks, one of them's almost dead, the other one's just fine as the Empire Knights rear charge in. But the dogs are diving up for the cannons. Complex in here again with some cavalry, but he needs to get them onto those dogs. There's just so many things going on. There's a lot of summons he's dealing with, and dogs, and animated Hulks, and all this stuff. He's charging back downhill to get rid of them. Balance of Power is still dead even, and a very impressive game so far from Complex Slayer against Alfredino. I honestly would have thought that Alfredino would be smashing this game. Because he's fucking Alfredino, man. Marcus Wolfhart still firing sideways. Noctilus is down to half HP. And a Flamestorm is out, shredding this handgun mob, and maybe going into the deckhands mob as well, but it is also eating up some of the Empire Spearmen. And a summon fades away for the Vampire Coast. We have dogs and animated Hulks that are crumbling, and Empire Knights actually sallying forth to now take the fight to the Vampire Coast and get into their ranged units with a bit of melee. But there's so many handguns. It feels like there's more than 5. I know there's only 5, but it feels like there's more than 5. There's so many handguns, man. Empire Knights getting close to routing as handguns poke them down. We do still have some natural deckhands mobs. And the coast is just proving too resilient. There's 2 mortars still alive. Of the handgun crews, 2 of them are crumbling slowly. 3 are fine. Another Burning Head comes through these guys. That's some big damage. I like that so much more than Flamestorm. I don't know why more people don't do that. I get taking both. It's when you take Flamestorm over Burning Head that I get confused. Noctil's still taking damage, but Wolfhart's getting poked down by these handguns as he tries to get away. Ooh, it hurts, it hurts. No Empire Knights around to help him out just yet. And these guys are crumbling, but they're not dying just now. Huntsman firing up and over the sides. I think the balance of power is a little too keen on the Vampire Coast. Oh, knocked. Oh, damn it. He should have probably stayed in those other guns. This didn't happen to him because he's getting poked out real bad. If he can get away from Noctilus and not be dead, he can snipe from a long distance, but he's about to rout, which will take him away. Huntsmen are really trying to save him from these handguns, but the handguns are just teeing off on him too good. Marcus is routing. Noctilus is nice and low. These handguns are crumbling so slowly. Oh, I suppose the Vampire Coast bounce power is held up by the 2 mortars with a ton of ammunition, even though it's a little disingenuous. As the crumbling handguns are going to straight up kill Marcus Wolfhart. Damn, that's probably GG then. Spearmen are killing off a handgun mob. There's one more handgun mob that could be killed by a flamestorm or a burning head, but with Marcus Wolfhart dying, the Empire's leadership is just going to fall apart, unfortunately for them. If those dying handguns hadn't killed them, I think maybe the Empire would have had a shot. I guess there's a full health dog over there. God damn, dude. Alfredino had so many units. Just felt like everywhere I looked, Vampire Coast were dying, and then there was just more Vampire Coast. They're playing this game like they were Skaven. Army losses hits, and that is a 3-1 to ODM. Thought Army losses was hitting. For some reason, it's not. They can't win at this point. Everything they have is routing, except for the full health Bright Wizard, but there's 2 handguns to deal with them. There we go. Damn, really close game from Complex Slayer. Wolfheart did fine. Bright Wizard did amazing. Huntsman did okay. Silver Bullets did pretty fine. Spearmen did okay. Empire Knights didn't get a lot of value, but they peeled a lot. Great Cannons just sucked. This one got literally 0 value. Great Cannons are terrible. For Alfredino, Noctilus ran around and supported. Lamprey's Revenge got gunned down. Mortars did not do a ton. Handgunners did a lot. I think handgunners are the way to go for Vampire Coast. It's so good. Handmaiden Hulks and Dogs did a lot. Then the front line just died. GG. Now, as I said before, previously every game has come down to Game 5 actually being the decider, but this one, we do know it is 3-1. We do know ODM will be advancing, but we cast every game anyway, because you deserve to have your games cast if you try. So we'll see if it is 3-2, just not in the order that you would like. We have Skaven, our first Skaven game of the day. The pressure is off Segos, so you can take a troll faction like Skaven versus the Beastmen of Bwags. Why does Bwags have a Cygor? Why does he have a Cygor? Why a Cygor? Why? This unit is dog shit. This is a terrible unit, especially versus Skaven. Why? Why do we have a Cygor? Even against Skaven, it's going to get outshot by Warp Lightning Cannon or Giselles or anything. But it's also not going to hit anything, and if it does hit stuff, no one cares about the Skaven. Like, even if it hits the Council Guard, it'll never pay for itself. Cygor sucks. It's so fucking trash. I hate it. I hate it. There is no reason to bring the Cygor. None. 0. Zip. Nada. Anyway. For Segos' Skaven, we have 5 Night Runners. Ick Claw with unlimited power, Warp Lightning, and Flensing Ruin. Then we have a bunch of Skaven Slaves, a Pack Master, 2 Eshin Triads, the Council Guard, 4 Rat Ogres, including Pit Fighters, Hell's Deep, and that is that. On the other side, for the Beastmen, we have Ungor Herds and Ungor Spearman Herds. We have Centaurs, 1 Minotaur with Great Weapons, 2 Chaos Spawn, more Centaurs, more Archers, Malagor with Flock of Doom and Doom and Darkness, and a fucking Cygor that has gotten 2 value so far in 3 volleys. Ick Claw starts out with a Flensing Ruin Overcast onto Malagor. It hit the Council Guard. Wow. Skaven gonna kite it out a little bit. As the Flensing Ruin pushes Malagor down. And the Skaven are kiting. Now you'd worry about the Skaven trying to kite when the enemy has a Cygor, but he does no damage. Even hitting the fucking Council Guard, he does no damage. Times 2 speed is a bit of kiting. Cygor is still trying to hit the Council Guard. Alright, Malagor's diving in. I imagine there will be another Overcasted Cleansing Ruin for him soon. Skaven says he's going to take a fight with the Ungor herds. They should lose it, but we'll see if Ikka has something to say about it. Nice Flock of Doom onto 4 units. You'll love to see it. And Night Runners are going to do some good damage. Triads might have to turn and burn on these Centaurs. If they get rear charged by the Centaurs, they'll take a lot of damage. Cygor is throwing into a cluster. When I see the rock coming in, I'll go zoom in and watch him fucking miss. Alright, let's go. How could you possibly miss? Like that, you dipshit. Anyway, Centaurs, Weeping Blade taking their armor down to 18. Not that it was that high before, and Night Runners are just throwing at them while they're in melee. Night Runners still going to take a bit of damage, but this is 3v1, so they'll be okay. Ashen Triads and Rat Ogres teaming up with the Packmaster to deal with this stuff. This is a lot of Ungor Spearman herds around, so I wonder if Ikit has a Cleansing Ruin or something to help with these guys. Centaurs are peeled off. Cygor, are you going to throw again, buddy? Chaos Spawn. Ooh, Chaos Spawn being forgotten in the background is also a little brutal here. Oh, he's throwing! Oh, he's throwing! How could he miss? How could he possibly miss? Oh my god, he hit like 1! Let's check his value. He's almost out of ammo, so he's got to have done well. Oh, 600 value for being a 1600 or more monster. Oh my god, he's amazing. He's been throwing at the Council Guard all game. Overcast the Cleansing Ruin on to Malagor. Ungor Spearman herds routing off. Minos routing off. Double Cygor and a triple Phoenix Guard? Yeah, I was salty. I was salty as hell. Nice Warp Lightning onto the Ungor Raiders. Though I think you should probably just use all your Winds Magic on Cleansing Ruin from Malagor. You just want to kill him. Ungor Raiders are all routing. Looks like the Packmaster and Router is going to walk them off. Night Runners are trying to save themselves from Centaurs and Ungor herds. Still the full health Rat Ogre over here. And one more Overcasting Cleansing Ruin will kill Malagor. Meanwhile, the Cygor walks forward ominously. Doing ominous things. Bounce power's in the Skaven's favor. I think it should be further in their favor, but I guess not. As Ungor Raiders are going to shoot Ikit. And what is getting cast here? A Doom and Darkness to lower his leadership, but he's like full HP. He's going to be fine here. 50 leadership left for him. Ungor Raiders trying to shoot at Ikit while Malagor takes the fight, but Malagor actually gets hit and terror routes away. Meanwhile, the Cygor is moving up. What's he aiming for now? He's aiming for some Night Runners. All right, let's see it, big boy. There goes the thing. Malagor's fighting Ikit. Oh my goodness. He manages to hit his own units! He manages to hit his own units! There were so few of them and it was so hard to do it! But he fucking did it! He managed to not hit a single goddamn Skaven! Oh my god! There's another Overcasted Cleansing Ruin on to Malagor, which will probably kill him and end the game. It's Undercast. Never mind. He'll probably live. Alright, Cygor, let's see what you got. You're shooting at a giant old clump of guys. You couldn't possibly miss, but the game ends. Dude, I get so pissed off, man. Segos does this shit. He takes Skaven in a game 5 that doesn't matter, and then when the enemy brings a Cygor that does more damage to its own units than versus the Skaven, and he's like, see, Skaven OP, because your opponent took a dog shit unit. I hate it. Night Runners, none of them paid for themselves. Wait, one of them did. One of them paid for himself. Council Guard didn't do too much. Packmaster didn't do too much. Ikit just killed the enemy lord. Rat Ogres helped route some stuff off. Extra Triads did fine. And Skaven Slaves did fine. On the other side for Blags, Malagor was around. Cygor sucked ass. Monitors of Great Weapons got rolled. Chaos Spawn still had a lot of HP in the late game, but it just didn't matter enough. Centaurs got rolled. Archers got rolled. Ungor Spearmen got rolled. GG. Skaven S tier confirmed. I dislike all of you greatly. Everybody's mean to me. I'll just take you to left screen because you're going to see it all. Boom, there it is. 4-1 to ODM after Blood Penguin rocked their socks in game 1. They came back swinging. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. So this is the live version. I don't believe any of these best of 5s are done yet. Maybe NC1 and XMT, I think. Though nobody sent me replays. Someone was telling me it was done. I know ODM1 and VOD are still trying to get their games together. MTK1 and RTK, I don't know where they're at overall. And RTK1 versus ODM2, I have been in communication with them, so I know where they're at. I'm hoping to stream these one at a time next time. This 3-for-1 was just because I have had the craziest week, and this was the first time I could stream, and I've been very behind on these, so I wanted to just get them out so that people waiting for them could, hurry up and get that done, right? But the next ones I'm hoping to just do one at a time, hour-long streams at the most, get them nice and focused, things like that. So 8 teams remain, NC2 and MTK2 and the Mercenaries. Thanks so much for playing, but you are eliminated, including my boys, NC2. GG, and we'll see you all in the next stream. Sound good?